state of OH. Yeah! Today. In Berkeley, California. You got it. This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people. And welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this big sports Tuesday, April 14th, 2026, this program begins now. Sports! Are incredible. Tonight we have two play-in games for the NBA playoffs, kicking off the best time of the NBA season. 82 games were played, and now it comes down to one for these four squads. Representing the East, the Heat Bam Adebayo scored 83 points this year. Absolute monster. That Miami Heat team, always potentially dangerous in the playoffs, especially because Tyler Hero can be the hero on any given night, especially with an incredible fade for a White, which I appreciate. Taking on the Hornets, and don't look now, CONCAFA was in the Rookie of the Year chase. He's got more threes than anybody in the history of the Hornets for the rookie season. And then Ball is representing the big baller brand and the big ball family in a big way in Charlotte, making them a team. Don't look now. Is what some people are saying. Let them get hot in the big stage. They'll certainly enjoy the moment. And then in the West, you got Drew Holiday. Woo. He's fourth leading scorer, but is the biggest name that we, from a national doofus speaker, could potentially talk about. And they're taking on Ishbia's Suns. Congratulations to them. Now, chip in a chair is kind of the conversation. All entire season, 82 games, the ups, there was downs for all of these teams. That's why they're in these playing games. Comes down to this, and then a potential another loss to get themselves out or get themselves into the big dance. And once you get in, anything can happen. There's been teams in the past that have gone on a run from the playing games. All of these tonight will be on Prime. Prime, Amazon's network, obviously bought the entire play-in season. Then first round starts this particular weekend. But there's a team that can go on a run that is just trying to earn their way in here at the end of a grueling season. Who's getting healthier? Who's getting injured? Who's hot, who's not, who's going to hoist it in the very end? We shall see. Cannot wait for the NBA to get started, and congrats to them on launching their Prime deal in a huge way. I know they've had a season of it, but obviously the playoffs and these types of situations are when everybody's paying attention. We assume like Thursday Night Football, they'll have these on at bars, right? They'll have to.
Yeah, you would think.
You would have to have these on at bars. So this is now kind of an evolution of the entire sports media world. I like that they're investing in it, and I also appreciate the fact that the NBA matters now. This season matters. Every single game, every single night. Let's enjoy it all. NHL has their playoffs, obviously, starting this weekend. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers get into the playoffs in a shootout, round 4. 3 rounds is usually how long the shootout goes. Each team was over, and then all of a sudden in the 4th round, Forster for the Flyers out of Philly goes, "Top Chad, how you doing? Keep it moving. I'm in." If our goalie could get a stop, obviously the Carolina Hurricanes already in. Decide, I don't think so. Flyers are in the playoffs.
Pandemonium.
Congratulations to the Flyers making the playoffs for the first time. Long time. But I'm sorry about it, Flyers. The big bad wolf, Sidney Crosby, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are what's awaiting you. Now, whenever you think about 2 legendary teams taking each other on, you certainly think about other rivalries, because this is not 2 legendary teams. This is 1 legendary team. This is the Pittsburgh Penguins, who have dominated this series against the Philadelphia Flyers for as long as that man right there, number 87, has been wearing the black and gold for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, I have respect for the Philadelphia Flyers fans. They've had to exist for a long time. Generational. Bam, 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 bam. Of never getting a chance to celebrate Lordo down there at Pat's or Gino's or down the road or anywhere. Never had an opportunity to really enjoy what hockey is at the highest of success. Now, the Penguins are multi-generational Stanley Cup.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just on the other side of the state. It's a great rivalry, obviously, for the state of Pennsylvania. It's a great rivalry for hockey because these are 2 fan bases that certainly care. This is a great rivalry because our star, the greatest player playing in this series for the last 25, 30, 40 years by far.
Maybe ever.
Well, let's not get crazy because we got Mario and we got a lot of hits. I mean, let's not get crazy. This guy has openly said, I hate these guys. We hate these guys. He has called 2 Penguins fans to tell them, hey, we do not like this team throughout his entire career. You don't always get that. Now, hockey is an incredible culture. They'll still fight each other if they don't like the way things are being handled. We'll kind of take care of this ourselves if we want to. No blades, but everything else is kind of in there. But there is very rarely an open, like, hey, we don't like these people. And I think it's beautiful for hockey. This is just one of the first round matchups that's going to take place for the NHL. And the NHL playoffs, if you've never watched, faster, dynamic, the culture is incredible, the atmosphere is outrageous. These 2 teams actually don't like each other. It's like NHL playoffs are incredible. Stanley Cup playoffs, obviously, spectacular. So that kicks off this weekend. We got golf things happening. I believe the man who called the Masters this past weekend, Jim Nantz, is going to be joining us in about 10 minutes.
Really?
We certainly ask him about what was that an incredible. How would you rank that Sunday as a guy that's called the last 30 of these things? Also, where's Rory at in this entire conversation now? I think D-Bud asked a great question yesterday to Andy North about the ranking. And then we'll also ask about this shot. We'll have to. Hey, why we go?
Did it actually go in?
Yeah, I know.
Good question.
Why do we go with that? Listen, live production, okay, especially out in the middle of places. Now, granted, the Masters has been happening on TV for a long time, so we think it's probably more than capable to be equipped to obviously capture whatever, whenever. But it's like sometimes things just like blip, like technology has some things. I don't know. I don't want to just openly make an excuse for them because they might have just missed it and had a bad decision was made. But also there's a chance that maybe a camera that we think should be available is down for whatever reason. All got too hot because the sun, you never know. Like, you have no idea what this shit. I'll be excited to hear what Jim Nantz has to say. I'll be excited to recapture and relive the Masters while looking ahead to the rest of the golf season. And it's a great day. Q Rich will join us. We'll have a commitment happening from a high school football player, which that's going to be an exciting thing. Dana White's going to stop by. Yeah, we got a great day in the next couple hours, and we're thankful that you're allowing us to do this for a living. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. Ty Schmidt, I just rattled off everything. Paul Skeens was on the bump yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, he was dealing, obviously, but it wasn't about the pitching yesterday. Baseball had some electrifying wood, I think is a good way to describe it.
Yeah, absolutely. And this kind of happens every year. Maybe not necessarily around this time, but we saw the early part of the season where it's so cold and guys are basically saying, like, hey, I can't play in the cold. Okay, I just can't do this. I'm not supposed to. Jazz did say that. But there are a lot of guys who share that sentiment. Last night, 9 different guys had multi-home run games. It was a little bit of a big fly bonanza. We had some unseasonably warm games in different places, wind blowing out. I believe the MLB put out a kind of just like a quick little, this video where obviously if you watch this with sound, it's one of the most satisfying things of all time.
Well, from the top.
Yeah.
Do we have the sound, ladies and gentlemen?
Just drink it in. Just drink it in.
Oh, from a knee.
Yeah.
Oh, Judgy. Schwarbo.
Woo.
Oh, that was a home run?
Yeah.
Oh. Jeez. Parts. Holy.
Good wood.
Jeez. Judgy. Boys.
Trot.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that one was gone.
Yeah.
Holy hell, that's my first time hearing it.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
A lot of good wood.
What a time.
A lot of good wood. I watched that about 100 times this morning. I can assure you it does not get old. Yeah, it's just it's the best. But so this is where, we're some very good pitchers got roughed up yesterday. Skino had a gem. He gave up one hit. It was a home run. And then after that, he settled in and pitched very well. But that was the story of yesterday. When we start getting the warmer weather, there's a reason, people are kind of coming back around. Maybe it's juice balls. Maybe it's because guys are throwing so hard. If you watch that, who cares is exactly right. Like that, it's just... That's when baseball is awesome. For instance, Yankees last night, they win 11-10 against the Angels. There's I believe there's 6 homers in the game or 7 homers in the game. So it's just every once in a while you'll get a gem like that, and that's why baseball can come in and kind of save you on a bad January day April day where there's not a whole lot going on.
Yeah, it was the clips were getting sent into the group text, and I just because I was hanging with Mackenzie, telling my daughter about the Masters was incredible. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I started looking, and it's like, oh, we got some...
Judgy and Trout going back to back, back to back.
We got some beach balls. We got some beach balls getting tossed tonight. The Yankees game was outrageous, it sounds like. Let's go to one half of the hammer. Dahn. Cowboys, AP Tone. We saw 9 different players in one night hit a dong. Yeah. How many are off it? What's a normal number? 4 or 5? 9, 10? What's the most we know?
9 was 6th all time, and that's only because it's happened. So 10 is the most. 10 is the most that's ever happened as far as guys that have hit multiple home runs in one night. 9 is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, I believe, if I read that stat correctly. That was absurd. There was a lot of wind blowing out last night. Pitching matters, of course, but then like the Yankees, and it was guys that Schwarbo hit 2, Trout hit 2. Judge hit 2, and the Yankees and Angels game was back and forth, and they were all tying each other, so that was really cool. It was a great night if you were watching baseball.
Yeah, I like where baseball's. I love what baseball's doing, especially if we're gonna,
Yeah.
Hoist it, baby.
That's baseball. Hey, they had.
They scored 16 or 15?
I was going to say, they scored 15 or 16 runs last night, so they were hoisting the cone time and time again.
It kind of feels like we're swinging the cone to a little
Odell
bit.
Cruz
They
is
are.
swinging a hot bat.
Yeah, it's as big as a bye. That is,
Yeah.
that's a good time. Whenever and good for baseball, by the way.
Yeah.
Now let's get a deal done.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let's get a deal done, lads. Okay, we got a lot of good momentum. We're changing rules to make it better. Whatever you're hoisting or swinging's all good. So that one in the middle was certainly from a construction site, and they're certainly having to deal with that back there in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of businesses are certainly pumped, especially the people that work at the businesses in which cones would be used at. Very, very pumped, that the Pirates are good. They are, but it's like, we're losing our cones.
Still need the cones.
You know how long it takes to get one of these cones? I mean, we're going to be construction sites are going to be having sideways cones. Big trucks not going to be able to see. We're going to have. You guys want this construction going forever? And then the Yinzers would respond and say, it has been forever. They go, well, it's getting dangerous. Then all of a sudden now we're hoisting cones, but are the streets a liability? Now, there's a lot of hoisting going on, especially with how hot the bats are. But I think everybody in Pittsburgh also has the thought of like, hey, if they need the fucking cones, boys, we haven't got 365 done ever. Well, 79 has been working on since 1990. So if the boys need the cones, let the boys have the cones. It's an interesting dynamic, but it's also whenever culture can really affect your entire team's playing ability. Once these boys started hoisting a cone, once these boys got a handshake, once these boys hit a double, Connor, welcome to the league, 19-year-old. Once he gets on second base, he looks at the dugout immediately and does the cone. It's like that's when it feels like you have a culture. That's when it feels like you have camaraderie. And if you got good pitching, which I believe the Pirates do.
They do.
It's like, wait, can the boys go on a run? How many games are left?
Let's see, what are they? They're
150?
10-7, I think.
Oh, no.
So, no.
This means
You got
nothing.
about 145 left.
Good news, though.
I'm by.
Pittsburgh halted all construction for a 2-week hiatus, I believe, around the draft. So there's a lot of cones available right now. We'll bring them back after the draft.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody will bring it back. They obviously know where it is immediately after that game ends. They'll probably leave them in the stadium. Stadium's probably just collecting these now, I assume. Because there's people that aren't going to, I mean, a couple people obviously walk through with that thing on their shoulder, like a con now. I think they'll probably do that. But the draft dynamics, we're only hearing from people that are in Pittsburgh.
Sure.
Oh, boy.
Who live in Pittsburgh their whole life.
Don't go downtown.
I think there's a lot of confusion on, so how are we supposed to get there? And then
where are we going to park at?
And then when we get there, how are we getting out? Pittsburgh's very difficult because hills. It's a hilly. When you're from Pittsburgh, you're from a portion of hills. Okay, I'm from the East Hills. There's the South Hills. There's the North Hills. It is always the hills because they are everywhere. They're omnipresent. You're either up or down, no matter where you're at. It's why my ass is as big as it is, I believe. It is why I was able to kick stronger, because I was out, I was on a bicycle up and down, and I was walking up and down. But whenever you're trying to construct a city, especially with rivers in there now, okay, there's not really easy ways to get into places and out of places. For instance, there's 4 lanes, okay, 2 in, 2 out to the city from the East Hills, which is a lot of through the Squirrel Hill tunnels. You'll hear about this. That's getting in. On the other side, to get to the South Hills and to the west side of the city, you're going through the Fort Pitt Bridge, which is 500 lanes coming into 2 lanes to get out of the city and to get into the city. So I think there's a lot of confusion on how the hell are we supposed to get in there? And then as soon as you drive in Fort Pitt, city's right there. Yeah. And then as soon as you come through Squirrel Hill, you still got to turn the corner, but boom, like city's right there. They're shutting down a lot of shit. I don't know how anybody's getting in or getting out, but I do know once you get in, it'll probably be spectacular. Okay?
I saw a tweet today, the T's for free, which is the elevated train. So if you're familiar with that, you could take the T from any of the hills Not the East Hills for some reason, but the other hills you could take in.
Yeah, people did train life, I guess. We never had that option. Would have loved it, I think. Would have been a good time out there, especially from when I had no idea the train was possible. There's also boats coming in there.
Boats.
Pittsburgh has had festivals in the past. You got a regatta.
Sure.
Okay, the regatta, Pittsburgh regatta.
Sure.
Okay, boats would obviously race down the rivers. And obviously you host home football games, which 150, probably 1,000 people come down there. But they're saying like 700,000, 500,000. That'll be fascinating.
Like 200 a night.
I don't know. So
We'll figure it out.
I think it's going to be a great time. If there was that many people downtown in that area, all with one singular good time thought, because you see it with St. Patrick's Day parades every once in a while. Everybody will kind of get on the same thought, then every once in a while it goes to different thoughts, but then it'll come back. I think the visual is going to be incredible. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think the crowd's going to be amazing, but I think a lot of people in Pittsburgh are like, so how's this even... I think are they choppering us into this?
Yeah.
How are we getting in there? But I know it'll be an incredible show. We can't wait to get out there. Obviously, being a massive piece of it will be 9-year NFL vet, a man who looks incredibly cool today, ladies and gentlemen, Darius J. Ball.
Can't wait to get out there. And they'll figure it out. Green Bay figured it out. And look, one thing I know about people from Pittsburgh, I don't know everybody from Pittsburgh, the people I do know, pretty pessimistic bunch. But so I'll be a little more optimistic. I think you guys will figure it out. I think it'll be a great
Plus, Nelly's going to be
weekend.
down there on Thursday
What?
night. 2 Chainz is going to be there on the Friday night.
Brett Michaels, Wiz Khalifa, free concerts. Yeah, like
Steve Aoki's going to be down there.
when push comes to shove, there will be we gotta go.
Yeah.
And they'll have to figure it out. But, man, I am intrigued to see how it all works out down there. Football season obviously kicks off in a huge way at the NFL draft. We're in the middle of golf season. We got a man who calls everything, including the Masters that was just a few days ago. Ladies and gentlemen, a man that'll be a part of every single Hall of Fame that has microphones involved in getting into it. A man who's covered every sport that we've watched for our entire lives with such class, elegance, excitement, and knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Nantz. How are you, Jim? You look good.
Hello, friends. I love hearing all this pre-draft Pittsburgh talk. I love the Steel City. I've done countless games there in your hometown through the years. And just as a little footnote, the guy that'll be off the board first next week, Fernando Mendoza, was at the Masters, experiencing that tradition unlike any other. What a fine young man he is. And I can't wait to see him in the silver and black playing for the Raiders. I just think this is exactly, the Raiders are such a national team, and they've been down for a long, long time. And as the AFC rights holders, CBS, we would love to have the Raiders back again, and I fully believe this is going to be the guy to get us there.
CBS and AFC's kind of partnership, obviously more spotlighted now than ever because of all the new network deals and everything. But you have been obviously the voice of a lot of great moments, especially for the GOAT. And you go back to the old school Raiders with the Patriots. That kind of kicked off the entire dynasty. When the Raiders are good, it's incredible for the NFL. Did you see what they did in free agency? Obviously you did. You're Jim Nantz. You know everything. They spent a lot of good money, we think, in free agency. And then the fact that they get Max Crosby back because of the whole whatever that was with Baltimore, it's like, what a time to be a Raiders player. What a time to be a Raiders fan. That Linderbaum deal obviously reset a market that I think all interior offensive linemen were like, I didn't know we could make that much money. That's incredible news, but it's like, feels like they spent the right money. Okay, let's go back to Fernando enjoying the Masters there. Did you get a chance to see him? You texted me a time. I would like to be completely transparent here. You texted me a time to meet you at a place that I'd never been before, and I was like so pumped to do that. Then I realized time is not a thing because I don't have my phone, and this watch, I don't know if it's ever been right. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue if Foxy's watch wasn't right. It's like, we just realized that this is just a piece of jewelry. That is all this is, because you get to a point where you need it and there's nothing. So I just want to let you know I missed that. And then I saw some pictures of some other people that got a chance to come say hello to you. We are so bummed out that we missed that. That would have been so cool. But everything else that we experienced there was fantastic, man. It lives up to the billing. I don't know how. It was a trip back in time. When I left my phone, I got a little anxious, but it was spectacular. We had the best time. It was like the absolute best time, Jim.
When I was on with you a week ago, you were nervous about going down there. You were undecided at that point. You were concerned about what kind of reaction you would get upon stepping on the grounds there. I tried to assure you even offline that it'd be a loving embrace, and I have no doubt that you felt the love around Augusta last week. I'm so happy you did it. We'll have other occasions to have that that meeting at the Masters, but I'm just really thrilled that you got to sample what I think. I mean, it's just everybody's got an opinion, but I think it's the greatest event in sport. It's its most coveted ticket. It's an experience that's truly one of a kind, and we have another memorable Masters in the bank with a most worthy champion.
Okay, so let's talk about the champion, and thank you for the kind words, and you were 100% right. A lot of people saying, they let you in here, huh? You know, a lot of that, and it was like, yeah, it was cool to feel that. But also, the reason why people were potentially upset about Kelsey or myself or anybody else potentially ruining it is because everything you said about the most coveted ticket and the way people view that place and the way people act whenever they're there. It was like you didn't see shit anywhere. Nobody's dropping anything on the Augusta grounds. Okay, there was nothing accidentally falling out of anybody's pocket anywhere. Foxy in one of the crosswalks. Foxy I guess he just, because he played golf in high school. I don't know. I guess because Foxy's a good golfer. There's those crossways, crosswalks across the fairways. And they're packed. They're things like Shibuya over there in Tokyo, the amount of people that are kind of moving to go see the next spot, and everybody's friendly, but they have actual paint. Foxy just walked on the outside of one and was just walking casually, like very comfortably and casually. And a guy holding his wife's hand just immediately was like in the paint. It was awesome. That was like, it was so cool to like experience all of it. So we're very, very appreciative. And Foxy, I don't want to speak for you, but you're a golf enthusiast, golf fan. It lived up to the billing, it felt.
It lived up to the hype, and the hype was real. I mean, it was so hyped up the whole time. And to Jim's point, it was my favorite sporting event that I've ever been to, and we've been to some really awesome sporting events. So outstanding through and through.
Foxy's trying to get back, and on that note, Miller Coors, T-Mobile, Mercedes-Benz, Wild Wings. These people are incredible. The people that are there, Jim, that is a wild assortment of people that probably do happy hours together and like maybe see each other in New York or LA or wherever they build their businesses at. I'm not normally in those rooms. So I got I think people got to meet me for the first time that are in a lot of positions of interest, in this world. And boy, that was an interesting, not knowing who you're talking to and then that person walking off and then being like, hey, that's the president of boom. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like the president of like, they're like, no. The whole fucking company. It's like, whoa. Got a good pop out of him in there, I think. I think we got a good pop. It's like, it was an honor to be there, man, honestly. And I just tried not to ruin it. Foxy literally stepped out of line.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, and then he got put back in line. Okay?
I just wanted to feel like a player for a second, that's all.
Okay, let's talk about the players, Jim. Rory McIlroy. Okay, so I listened to Andy North speak on Saturday night at some dinner, and that was unbelievable to be at. The food was spectacular. He said Rory hasn't played well. His sequencing's been bad. His timing's been bad. And then you heard Freddie Couples before that say, like, Rory might never lose this thing again. Was the thought that Rory hadn't played his best golf yet and he's still in the lead the whole narrative for you going into Sunday? Or how do you kind of break down what Rory has become seemingly at Augusta immediately after becoming a member and finally getting that weight off his back?
Well, my biggest concern with Rory going in was the fact that he had a back injury in March that limited his play, and I didn't think he was going to be 100%. That was not an issue at all, like it was for another player there, Colin Morikawa, who somehow gutted out a top 10 finish. But that was my only concern with Rory, and it's interesting hearing those remarks from Andy North and what Fred had to say as well. This is a guy that can win without his best stuff. I mean, he had that 6-shot lead at the midway point. And, some people thought he'd run away with it, but Rory likes to just do the unexpected. I mean, I'm sure he would rather run away with it, but he made it interesting. There were certainly some parts of his game that were not at its best, but I think it was just another one of the great events we've ever had there. And to back up what he had last year, after all the years of having some really tough losses, some losses at the wire, trying to get the career Grand Slam. And now look out, he's playing with total freedom. And it's great for the game. To see the tournament end with Rory 1 and Scotty 2, the top 2 players in the world, the game is healthy.
I think I read that the last time that happened was 2002, Tiger Phil. So a Sunday at Augusta at the Masters, with the top 2 players in the world battling and jousting, and then some other people. Cam Young's coming away. Is Tyrrell Hatton? What's Hatton doing right now? Is Hatton getting in there? Then you see the double from Rory. It's like, wait, who is all
Rose,
in this
Rosie,
thing.
yeah.
Rose gets a little bit hot. It was like, and being on the grounds.
Sure.
Augusta National.
Well, you have to, if you're on the ground there, the no cell phone policy is strictly enforced. And everybody tells me, including I was talking to Peyton Manning at an event one of the nights, you can walk around and not everyone's coming up to you and saying, hey, can I get a quick picture? I mean, they don't have the opportunity to do that. So the relationships and the meetings with people are earnest and they're real. And, it's not one of those moments where you're just besieged by people trying to take your picture. I'm sure you've experienced that for the first time in a long time.
It was spectacular. I'm gonna be honest, it was a very cool time because I don't mind the chat. Like, I'm cool with talking to people. I enjoy talking to people. I enjoy learning about people. Like, I'll actually try to learn about folks because I think it's just first of all, everybody hates small talk, they say. And it's like, well, it's not really small if you can actually learn something from somebody. I might never talk to somebody that does this job ever again. Let me try to just at least learn something. So if I ever meet somebody that's in this particular world, I'll know it. That's kind of how I approach literally every conversation, which is why a lot of people that are around me don't love putting me into a place where a lot of these things can happen because it goes long times. Long times I try to talk to these people. So I learned about Lowry's hole-in-one from a train company owner. Yeah, a guy that owns a train, got Norfolk Southern train. So, like, he's the one who told me, we were right there whenever Lowry hit that hole-in-one or whatever. I was like, Lowry hit a hole-in-one? They were like, yeah, like 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, whatever there. Because we heard the roar. We didn't know what it was. And since you're on the ground, you don't really, because you don't have your phone, you can't be updated on everything. We just heard the roar. And we were like one fairway away, I think. We heard it on the other side.
Yep.
And that when they told us that, it was like, holy hell. And then leaderboard watching became like an actual spectator sport. Like them changing the leaderboard and us learning about what happened at 4 when we're sitting on 6 was like a real moment. That was like that was a show. That was like a full display on how they wanted to do it, and they had us all captivated. It was a spectacular trip back in time in which I loved certainly every single moment. Now, I didn't notice what the people that watched at home saw, though. Why'd we see Rory's heels? Listen, I am, okay, we've done live production before at much smaller scale than what you have done. So let me say this. There are moments when live production happens where things go down or there's something you didn't think, and there's also decisions being made in the moment. So I'm not saying that everybody's perfect, but a big conversation piece was if Rory would have missed that right there somehow, they don't think we would have seen it, which obviously would have been a massive conspiracy. Everything would have gone crazy, but also why this? Do you have any thoughts on that? And in me asking this question puts you in a terrible position with anybody. And if that is the case, feel free not to answer.
You just said it perfectly, Pat. It's live television. We all make mistakes. First off, for the record, the putt was that long. If he would have missed it, we would have had the all-time story in the history of golf. But I'm really proud of our crew. You're making, as you said, so many decisions, split-second decisions, the things that were shown, produced by our crew, hundreds of people involved over the course of 4 days, some 30 hours of television. I can't speak to the difficulty and some of the decision-making, some of the other things that people are responsible for. I just know that our crew is the best in the business. Our crew is nominated at the Emmys next month for Best Technical Team Effort at last year's Masters. The exact same crew. Production team is nominated for Best Show in Television. And look at that. I mean, we had the live footage from Hollywood Golf Club. And I just walk away with warm memories and a lot of pride for what everybody did.
I think, first of all, I love the way you just handled that and answered that. Thank you for giving us an answer to that. And also, all the clips that come out afterwards from every 8K camera and 4K camera, it's like we're in a different time now than we ever were before. In the Masters, you talk about up for Emmy Award for it. There's feelings, people, whenever they're watching it. There's so much care and so much emotion towards the Masters. It's something so special. I don't know how many of these we have. Super Bowl, obviously.
I would love to talk to you about this.
Go ahead.
I'm so glad you went there. I had no idea you were. And that shot that you guys were lingering on for a second there, it went on for another 5 minutes. And, well, there you go. There's his dad, Jerry, his mom, Rosie's on the other side. Honestly, I got choked up on the air just knowing what that family had gone through to make their one and only child to be the champion golfer that he is today. And that's one of Rory's closest friends who's given him many chances to see Augusta through the years, Jimmy Dunn. But anyway, he goes through this human tunnel, and he's being followed by this Atlas camera, this depth of field camera. Thank you guys for staying with us. This is it's like we had a production meeting this morning. That moment right there, to me, is the greatest moment of humanity in sport, and that was created by our crew. It started back really in 2018 with Patrick Reed's win, and got really amplified the next year when Tiger had the return to glory, as somebody called it, when he had that unexpected win. And I mean, it's just a gorgeous cinematic shot. And there's so much raw emotion on that. And of course, I do not insert myself in that at all. My great friend and partner, Trevor Immelman, we just lay out, rightfully so. There are no words that can top what you're seeing right there. But it's on the all-sport humanity team. This moment right here, Pat, you were going down this road. We're in lockstep. We're in synchronicity here. And if you had to name the other, like, I could just go by what I've covered through the years. This really moves me. This is something that's like really a strong chord in my heart. There's nothing better than this right here. And I love the way this has been created and evolved through the years. I mean, I'd put it up there. If I had to think of something else, I'd love to hear your list. I would think of something like Army, Navy, and the march on before the game. If you're in the stadium and you're watching that, it's the same kind of goosebump experience. Or the opening ceremony at the Olympics. I've been there to call that before. It's amazing. There's not many others. But this, as far as a wrap up and when it all ends, thank you guys for having that footage all the way to.
No, thank you, CBS, for allowing us to have all this footage on a lot of different platforms that we were probably not supposed to have this long of the footage on the platform.
I'll clear it. We're good.
Okay. Boom.
I will pay the rights fees. You might, if you incur any rights fees, send me the check.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, they'll just take the whole thing down. But okay, that's great news to hear that right there. Now, the way you just spoke about it, I think is the reason why you're the perfect person to call it, man. Like you saying, I get choked up while watching this. There's no reason for me to step on it, letting it live. That's why you're a legend that you are. That's why you're beloved by everybody. So the fact that you just went to bat for your production crew multiple times right there. So that's what that was right there. You see, Jim Nantz took that one thing and said, okay, we're going to act like this is what this crew is because of this entire thing, and then go back and double down on that for your crew, and also showcase something that is very special to sport now and was created by the crew. I think that was well done. Leader. Yeah. That's leader of the clubhouse right there. That's leader of the clubhouse.
And again, I mean, it's the greatest triumphant moment for an individual sport that I can think of. Maybe you want to throw Wimbledon out there when they're greeted by royalty at the end and they're holding their silver and gold trays and they walk off the court. That to me is a whole lot stiffer than anywhere, nothing like this. This is raw, real, and heartfelt. So I'm into this right here, big time. Okay. And I have to say that if I had to try to say something over it, I purposely lay out, but you would hear my voice a quiver and be very difficult. That's one of his closest friends right there in Jeff Rhodes, who he won at Pro-Am. He won the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am with Jeff a year ago. So it's amazing that he's identifying people as he's walking through thousands and thousands of
hard to see people, hard to find people. I'll tell you, you get lost forever out there, because once you disappear from each other, it's the old days. Yeah, you can just go to a different town and never be heard from again. There's a chance you go to a different hill set down there in Augusta and never be seen. It was beautiful. It is beautiful. The Masters was a fantastic Sunday. Now let's talk about some sports stuff, high level, obviously, because you've been around sports game for so long. You've kind of done it. D-Butt has a question for you, Jim.
Yeah, post-Masters, we kind of pivot right to the draft, and obviously you talk about quarterbacks, and then not only on the draft, but the primetime quarterbacks in their peak right now. Over your years of coverage in the NFL, what specific quarterback do you feel like has kind of dealt with the most pressure? Right now it's like Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen to get to that pinnacle, win a Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts, even though he's won a Super Bowl, he deals with it seems like every few months. What quarterback in your time have you felt like has dealt with that most pressure?
Has dealt or faced the most scrutiny? Yeah. I would say, again, fortunately for us, just luck, I guess you could say, fortuitous. We had the Brady-Manning matchups. There were 17 of them. Believe I had a chance to call 11 of them, including all 4 in the AFC Championship games when they were matched up. And as you know, Pat, better than anyone, what Peyton felt when people were trying to make a big to-do about him having not won a championship. Would he ever get to a Super Bowl? And then, of course, there was that incredible AFC title game right there in Indianapolis, 38-34, when your Colts, you guys came back from 21-3 down right before halftime. Tony faced a very big decision. Does he go for it? He was like inside the 5, or does he kick a field goal? Coach Dungy kicked the field goal to make it 21-6 at halftime. And that was a head-scratcher to a lot of pundits. But they come back and win the game. That was one of my favorite games I ever watched, because there was a shot of Peyton on the bench. He couldn't even look. Had his head down, and Tom got picked off at the end, and the Colts went to their first Super Bowl, played the Bears, and I was there. That all about that.
No, not Bullet. Marlon Jackson.
Marlon Jackson, yep.
Yeah.
Marlon Jackson made the interception. I saw Marlon last year. Great guy, still a part of the community.
Yep, very much.
But then, of course, went on to beat the Bears in the Super Bowl.
Kelvin
and then,
Hayden
of course, he went out to Denver, and Peyton won another Super Bowl. But I think he felt it at a level that is very similar to what Josh is feeling right now, and Lamar. Both of them. Just, is it their year? When are they going to get to the promised land? It's a story that just doesn't, unfortunately, go away, but it makes it all the sweeter when they finally get that chance, and I believe they both will. Obviously, they're going to be having a battle against each other, Kansas, because they're in the same conference. They got Kansas City out there, but those two really felt it. You were talking, Pat, about you saw some pictures of some of the people I was with this week. There are a lot of NFL guys that are hanging around Augusta.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know how they're all getting in, but just again, I ran into Drake May.
What?
I ran into Bo Nix, who looked very healthy here.
Bo Nix is walking that place?
Obvious. What's that?
Bo Nix is walking around Augusta?
He was walking around, and it was fascinating. Bo and Drake took the whole Augusta experience in together. And you said it earlier, the undulation, the grade at Augusta, it is up and down more than anybody could ever imagine. So Bo and Drake spent a couple of days together hanging out. And not this year, because Sam Darnold just got married. And as you know, Josh just became a father. But ever since they were rookies, Josh Allen and Sam Darnold have taken in the Masters together. I've seen them every year until this year. They both weren't there, to my knowledge. But it's something that you, thankfully, you knocked down the door and you debuted, and I hope that you'll want to make this a part of your annual springtime tradition.
I think if that is available, I will definitely do that.
Daniel Jones was there. I mean, it's a whole, we had, I don't know how many starting quarterbacks in the league were there, but
that's good news too.
I saw a number of them, and he was doing fine. He was walking around.
Daniel Jones was walking around Augusta?
A lot of injury updates.
It feels early.
Okay. Hey, I'm sorry, AFC. Daniel Jones is walking around Everest, United States of America, Augusta.
Okay.
National down there in Georgia. It is. Did he get down to Amen Corner? Because I'll tell you what.
He was everywhere.
If he got out of Amen Corner, I'm very comfortable.
I can't speak to how far they walked, but I know they are out there looking absolutely normal.
Okay, can we ask you one last question here about you being the soundtrack of so many things, AFC? Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Jim, obviously you might be the only thing longer running than Harbaugh and Tomlin were in the AFC North. You've called so many of their games together and just separate. How is it going to feel next year in the AFC North without those two legendary coaches being there?
It's a bit shocking they both end up leaving their teams at the same time. I'm going to miss it. Because, we had at least one side of those two matchups. We're guaranteed, by the way, in the NFL contract that for divisional games, you might lose one to one of the primetime packages, but you're never going to lose them both. And Pittsburgh and Baltimore was automatically going to be our A games. So some years we got them twice. One year we even had them, of course, in the AFC Championship game, Roethlisberger's rookie year. So, no, it's going to be an interesting, new vibe about it. I'm excited about both of those situations. Jesse Minter coming in, I got to deal with him a lot when he was at the Chargers and back when he was on the staff with the Ravens. He's a bright young coach, and I know they wanted to make a move on that one quickly, and then you got Mike McCarthy with the Steelers. Still waiting to see what that's going to look like. I'll give you a sneaky, I think is one of the great sneaky pickups of the whole offseason. I love the graphic you put up with the Raiders, by the way. The fact they loaded up so strongly on defense, in the linebackers and in the secondary, and Max, that trade being turned down, nullified, that was huge. Yeah, you guys got it right back up. Taron Johnson's a player. Eric Stokes, that's big time. Nakobe Dean, are you kidding me?
Let's go, boys.
Quay Walker, and then you touched on Tyler setting the new pace for the center contract standard, but Kirk Cousins, I mean, that was a genius move to get Kirk to come in there and ease Fernando into that role. I'm very excited. I was going to say about Pittsburgh, though. Okay. Michael Pittman to the Steelers.
Okay. Yeah, we know, Jim.
Huge, Jim.
Oh, what are you down about the Colts, huh?
No.
Who isn't?
I heard Daniel Jones walking around Augusta. Okay, I am up on the Colts right now. But on that note,
well, I think that Michael Pittman, you had Metcalf getting all the coverage. There was no number two, no really scary number two for any defense for the Steelers. And I mean, Pittman, he's had a 100-catch season. He had the 1 year where his back was a little hurt. But do
you know why his back was hurt too, Jim? Just to compound this entire thing and kind of.
He was walking around Augusta?
No, he wouldn't do that. Actually, that's the thing. Like Michael Pittman, he's a farmer. I think like he's a farmer, and then he just comes and he'll just throw his body directly into a car crash if it means that he'll do something for the team. The reason why he had a back problem is because he got folded up like an accordion because he literally dove headfirst into two guys and got squished in between. I mean, he is a dog through and through. It's like whenever they announced that he had to go, because Alec Pierce, obviously, first-round draft pick for us, going to re-up him. He just had his best season, spent a lot of money, I guess, in the wide receiver room. We weren't going to be able to pay them both. That was kind of the expectation. They trade him away. Jim, we were bummed out over here, man. I was very bummed out over here. I like Michael Pittman. I like Pierce as well.
I love him as a player. I don't know him. I hear great things about him as a person. I just think he's a tremendous player. And I think if you had to sit down and decide you're going to keep Pierce, you're going to keep Michael Pittman, I would have thought about that one a long, long time. They're both good.
Okay, Jim.
Gotta wonder if they did.
Okay, they did.
Gotta wonder, though.
Tone better, too.
Thank you so much for joining us, man. We hope you will continue to be a friend of the program. Obviously, we've been delighted to get a chance to chat with you. You are so good at what you do and for so long. We appreciate everything you've done for sports, sir.
I love the visit, and I look forward to the next time with all of you.
I'll tell you what, I got a golf lesson, Jim, Saturday night in a garage in front of a golf sim. While a little boozed up. Hat backwards, brick wall. Okay, swing, lift, head doesn't move, pocket, follow through. Now we're golfing.
There you go.
I know what I'm doing. Went down there for the tournament. Now I'm
professional.
Pocket scoring 95 to 88. 88, 95. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it.
All the best, everybody.
We love you, Jim. You're
Thanks for having me on. It was awesome. That swing you just showed us, Pat, take it back a little longer than that. You followed through, look good. It's got to go deeper than that. Come on. Stretch it out.
I can't.
Get it the parallel.
Turn.
Come on.
Turn.
Up a little higher. A little higher. A little higher. There you go. Now you look like Rory.
The head is off the wall.
Now you look like Rory. I'm out of here.
Yes, Jim Nantz. Yeah.
They do go all way farther.
Strain a little bit.
Yeah.
Finau doesn't. Tony Finau. Where he be now? About right here. That's where he be now.
Tony, yeah.
And then he goes right here.
Boom.
And Rom, that's about it.
Who? Chris. Tony Finau.
Oh, Chris Vernon.
Vernon. Hey, he doesn't age.
No, yeah.
That guy looks the exact same.
Has for 20 years.
Chris, thank you for becoming a
unbelievable
tradition unlike any other on the internet.
Yeah.
Kind of has been. You know, the animals come and go. You know, I like that there's a little bit more thought to it. I appreciate that he just goes ham every single year.
Yep.
It's a Masters online tradition.
Yeah, look forward to it every year.
Jim Nantz going, okay. The fucking shot on 18. Okay.
He wasn't missing.
Okay, he was this far. I'm like, well, we didn't know that.
I had no idea. Could have been like a 4-foot knee knocker.
Yeah, we had no idea.
Let's go ahead. You have that walk, actually? Yeah, that's a good call. This thing's nice, don't we think? Yeah, same fucking people. Okay, we got a lot more wins.
Who created that?
Than losses. Okay, let's not, please. Can we please give them little? And he didn't tell us if something went down because they wouldn't want that to be known that something went down. Because that's something that's not great at all. Live decision. He said make a decision. He kind of hit all angles there. Gave away nothing. Complimented crew. That's Jim Nantz football.
Pro's
right
pro.
Yeah, that is Jim Nantz football right there.
Class personified.
He is class personified. What are you gonna say, comment?
Well, it's cool just because teams, NFL, NBA, NHL, MLS, maybe in 50 years, they get parades. You get to go through your entire city. That's what the Masters did. They created a parade for the golfers. It's almost as if this is their route, and you don't have the trophy. They're not throwing nips and stuff at you just yet. Shooters, of course, but that might come down the road as they kind of enjoy it even more. That scene right there is something where you finish the Masters, and typically it is if your team isn't playing whatever, you turn it off. You go to something else. You kind of wait for the Masters for this walk to get it all the way there.
And then the signing of the card.
Getting the green jacket on.
Yeah.
D, but new to golf, or have you always watched the Masters?
Never watched the Masters. My first Masters that I remember watching, I saw the clips of Tiger.
19, baby.
When Rahm, I believe it was on an Easter Sunday, and Rahm won it. That was the first time
23?
I actually sat and watched it,
It's...
I hate that I missed it because I grew up in prime, Phil and Tiger. So I hate that I missed. So I go back, when you start to watch golf, you get obviously hooked on all the YouTube. So you go and watch, hey, let me go see Tiger's greatest moments. And it's wow. And then the coverage of golf is just great. You're going shot to shot, and then you get the final appearance. And obviously Tiger with the red, so knowing what that signifies. Then you guys talking about Rory, maybe he should get some signature shit on Sundays. It's a lot around it that you never know. But, yeah, first time really watching it from start to finish was 23.
And I did see, hats off to CBS. I saw a shot tracker of who they showed this year, and they showed 70 to 80 more shots on Sunday because that was something they got criticized last year, not showing enough shots. They showed 70 or 80 more shots on Sunday than they did last year.
I didn't get to see it, obviously, because,
Yeah.
On the ground. Yeah.
We learned a lot there. Who's walking, who's not walking.
Yeah.
That should be a pretty big, that should be a pretty big conversation because you got to walk at some point, to get somewhere. So that's a big deal. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, let's pivot away from golf and let's go to the NBA playing games.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, a man who's a 13-year NBA vet, co-host of the Knuckleheads podcast, absolute legend, friend of the program, ladies and gentlemen, Q Ridge.
Yay, Q Ridge.
Q Ridge, how you doing, man?
So what's up, fellas? I'm good.
Yeah. I'm ass at golf. Just like we talked the other day about us being vibes guys, I think that is us out on the course. I assume you have a much better chance to become good at golf than I do, strictly because it feels like NBA guys, obviously, a little bit more hand-eye athletic than maybe I would be. A lot of great basketball golfers, in the history. I assume you'll become one of them as you continue to buy in. Let's talk about this play-in game. Did this whole thing start around COVID when the play-in game started? And then now it's become something where one of these teams can actually get hot and it officially kicks off what should be the best time of the NBA season. What should we be looking at tonight, Q Rich, you think, for possible storylines?
Man, I just want whatever needs to happen for Charlotte to play Detroit in the first round. I want to see that. I want to see that dynamic. I feel like those teams don't like each other. I don't think we got a lot of teams like that in the NBA, so I want to see them in the series. They had some ejections early in the season. There was a lot of back and forth. This last game they just played, it was no shaking hands. It was obscenity shared back and forth. I'm not going to say what I was lip reading that was going on the court, but I liked it a lot. I liked it. I want to see a series of it.
Are you a good lip reader, and was it a deep cut? Was it deep cuts, yeah?
I'm a pretty good lip reader, and they had some pretty good angles that I had pretty good clean shots to work out what was being said. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure what was being said was some obscenities back and forth.
Okay, so we need the Hornets to go. Okay, so we like the Hornets. And we have a Hembo stat, actually, about the Hornets. I guess this is potential because Shams yesterday texted afterwards and said, hey, we didn't get a chance to talk about the Hornets being actually dangerous. Since January 22nd, obviously, the record speaks for itself. Third best in the NBA. The point differential, which has been a conversation of this NBA season on the good teams playing the ass teams and which teams are trying and which teams aren't. They have the second best point differential. And then obviously the most in the NBA for 3 points. They got Knipple, who broke the 3-point shooting record for the Hornets, is up for Rookie of the Year because of the 3-point shooting. He's seemingly perfect alongside Ball to get him the rock. And then their percentage of hitting is the highest. Knipple sees a massive hoop, and he's not the only one down there. I mean, they're all...
LaMelo only finished one behind him. That was a storyline.
One behind him.
Huge hoop they're shooting at. And LaMelo, we've been watching him since high school shoot from everywhere, right? I mean, he's kind of been a sniper since he's like 14. So Hornets can go in anywhere and win. You like their mindset, it sounds like. Pistons were fighting Pacers last year, right? So the Pistons are always finding something. The difference is just last year they were ass, this year they're good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In that game where Q-Rich said they didn't want to shake hands, it was actually Tobias Harris went to our head coach and said, "Coach, we're not shaking hands." And coach said, "I agree." And they all walked out of there. So it was kind of a team decision there. It was awesome.
JB rolled out with the squad. He was like, all right, that's what we doing. I'm rolling with it. So listen, I like the whole energy of that whole situation, fellas. I just would love to see them get into a playoff series.
Okay, so let's continue to talk NBA matterings. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Q-Rich. The Boston Celtics beat your Orlando Magic with Luka Garza and their bench players. It was kind of an ass beating. It was a 13-point spread, kind of very impressive when you look at it from a zoomed-out view. When we're talking about the Boston Celtics, though, there is a lot of debate about Bickerstaff and Mazzulla kind of being the two coaches of the year. What do they do in particular to make the Celtics and the Pistons kind of go? It feels as though, Mazzulla is almost damn near the face of the Boston Celtics at this point with Tatum and Jaylen Brown, of course. But what do they do specifically for their teams?
I think they both lean into what their team's identities are. You know what I'm saying? Everybody says Joe Mazzulla is kind of like a madman with some of the stuff he does. But I think, even when you look at JB and the way the Pistons play, they've taken on, like, I feel like the characteristics of Detroit as a city and getting back closer to like how the Bad Boys in the 04 team was. And Bickerstaff leans into that. Like you said, Tobias came over and said, "Hey, we're not gonna talk to them. We're not gonna shake their hands." And he rode out with it. He was like, "I'm going with my guys, and we ready to go to war against whoever." Like that's like Mazzulla. Everybody counting them out this season, and he going into the summer and coming up with a whole plan. Like this ain't gonna be a gap year for us. We're gonna come out here and compete. He put his team in a great position to be where they are now. For Tatum had to do his job to come back, but I mean, Joe Mazzulla, Jaylen Brown, and all of those players that are there, they did what they were supposed to do to line themselves up to get lucky for Jason to be able to return and everything go as well as it has gone so far.
Yeah, the Boston Celtics mindset is ridiculous. I guess there's like war sounds being played during training camp throughout the gym. It's echoing. I mean, Mazzulla's got the boys bought in, and they're a weapon and a wagon. Mm-hmm. And seems like if you're around a Boston person, a masshole, you're going to have to hear about it. Mm-hmm. And
now's the time.
Now, yeah, exactly. Especially with how the Red Sox are doing. Have you guys learned how to play the baseball?
Yeah, actually, we're doing just fine, even though we lost 13-3 yesterday.
Oh, my God.
It was 13-6, okay?
Yes, there's a lot of loud Celtics talk right now coming out of massholes, as there should be.
And
what a sports town. Yeah, sorry. And what a sports town to be able to do that. Okay, playoffs in the NBA is obviously where we learn of who the hell people are. The world learns of people. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, Q-Rich, the stars, Pat just mentioned, this is where the stars, the young stars specifically, kind of make a real name for themselves on the playoff stage. Which kind of young stars in your eyes are prime for that coming out party? We just talked about LaMelo. He's obviously got to get past the play-in. Paolo down in Orlando. And then Wemby kind of has championship expectations at this point. What's the young star that's kind of on your radar to have a real coming out party these playoffs?
Steph Castle. He's probably one of my favorite young players in the league. He plays both sides of the ball, man. Dog on defense. But I mean, he's a sneaky good offensive player. I feel like he can play 1 through 3, can facilitate, initiate the offense. But he definitely is finishing above the rim, throwing it on people. But he's had triple doubles. He's out there locking. I feel like he's one of the next superstars coming up. He's going to be a star in this league. This kid, he's got it.
Spurs, can't wait to watch.
UConn must watch.
Cannot wait to watch.
Yeah.
UConn legend?
Yeah.
Steph Castle?
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited for the playoffs to debut a Castle into basketball royalty. You know, that should be a good time for the Spurs. Congrats to them being able to rebuild this entire thing around an alien and having a guy that you say the world's going to get introduced to, because I think a lot of people are maybe going to get introduced to Wemby.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll obviously be a good 1-2 punch. Last question here for you, Q Rich. Obviously, it's garnering a lot of conversation.
Yeah, Q Rich. Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins, this morning said that if LeBron beats the Houston Rockets in the first series, GOAT conversation is over. I didn't know that. That might be that might be a lot. But do you think LeBron?
The GOAT conversation has been over. It's Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Thank you. I agree with you, Q Rich. But do you think LeBron can beat the Rockets in the first round?
Guy's still playing. What do you mean it's over? What if he wins 6 straight titles?
The right story.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Well, that's not going to happen. So,
all right.
Holler at me when he wins 6 straight. Then we can talk.
Jeez. But do you think he can beat the Rockets? Because they're a very functional team.
Listen, I'm definitely not going to say that they have a chance. The Lakers, I mean, LeBron, we know what he is when he gets back into the league mode, and that's where he is right now. I don't know where Reeves and Luka are as far as returning, but I would not put it past, you know what I'm saying, LeBron going scorched earth and getting hot and trying to carry them there. I think I think we all know he's good enough to do something like that.
Still,
it's up
41,
to Houston to stop him.
So, 40-plus years old, he'd be able to beat a team in the fucking playoffs? Is that right? Hey, Q-Rich, where are you from?
Chicago. Southtown. All day, Illinois.
What shoe deal?
Yeah, what shoes?
Oh, Wild Hunters. We Jordan all day over here.
None of that matters.
Everything.
Jeez, you got small feet.
Guy knows ball.
Yeah, what was that, size 8? How is that even possible?
Jeez.
Those little tiny little.
That was just a little candle. You know, we got candles in the Jordan over here. That was not a real shoe. That was a candle, my guy. You feel me? The candle.
That's awesome.
Hey, happy NBA playoffs games. We appreciate the hell out of you. You're the man. Feels like a biased opinion.
Yep.
Okay, guys, still in the middle
feels
of
like everyone's opinion.
Some may say that it is so.
You're the best. And happy birthday, man. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it, fellas.
Another great year of life. Congrats on all of it.
Yes,
We're excited to catch up through the playoffs. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Q Rich.
Yeah, Q Rich.
It's already been decided. Guy's in the middle of his career still. Hey, where are you from?
Sounds like Big Mitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was outrageous. Yeah, everybody knows that guy right there.
Smart man.
Good for him. Okay.
Don't know
Hour
about
2 is on the other side. Goodbye.
Pat McAfee has arrived.
San Jose. Let's go change the world a little bit. Hey! Hello, Governor! Did you tell him?
Yes, Mr. McAfee, I told him. No one from WWE is allowed to put their hands on you under any circumstances.
Thank you. Hey. Chin up, mate. It's Wrestlemania season. Will you take care of the ramp? Thank you. Adam Pearce got on some TRT. Sounds a little different. It's great to be here. Penguins won a Stanley Cup in here. Hey, yo. Oh. Did you tell Randy to RKO me? Jelly, I wouldn't. No, I told him. I just simply told him to kill everybody. I never could have expected you to be. You shouldn't have been out there in between Cody and Randy. You know that.
You're right. I shouldn't have been between Cody and Randy. And neither should you. Why are you here, Pat?
Jelly, it's a lot bigger than you could ever imagine. You're an outsider, okay? You're not supposed to be a part of our business. You would never get it, brother.
Somebody's gonna end up checking me.
That'd be a bad decision, especially with Randy Orton around.
What if I'm checking you right now? I don't see Randy anywhere, Pat.
I think that'd be a very bad idea, Belero.
What's wrong with you, dog? What do you think's wrong? I don't work here. What's wrong with you, too?
Jelly.
I don't work here.
What I said.
Oh, I know you don't. Why don't you get on?
Don't put your hands on me, dude.
Foreign Adam Pearce, will you please get this ex-convict outsider out of here, please? Jeez, I gotta go save the business with Randy.
even though none of you disgusting bums deserve it, I decided to help you out. I called Ram Trucks, the official sponsor of Wrestlemania, and said, hey, Ram Trucks, do you want to help wrestling fans and sports entertainment fans get to WrestleMania? They said, absolutely. So I asked them, why don't you pick up 25% of the bill for anybody that buys a WrestleMania Saturday night ticket?
He's been told he can't touch Pat McAfee. Obviously outrageous. Cody runs a the Viper strikes.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go. This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, you pig! Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this magical Sports Tuesday, April 14, 2026, hour 2 of the program begins now. Sports are insane. We're so incredibly thankful and lucky that we get a chance to chat about them every single day. Jim Nantz joined us in the first hour. What a gem of a human being. You know, just a guy who has contributed so much to sport and obviously loves every second of it and has such a beautiful voice, you know, that anything he says can really be taken to the bank, yes, coming from a place of deep empathy, knowledge, and appreciation for the game.
Well said.
He's fantastic, friends.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then Q-Rich comes in, tells us about the NBA, what's about to happen over the next few weeks as the NBA playoffs, which is certainly the best part of the NBA, literally tips off tonight with playing games. Yeah. And there's a team that has the NBA talking. Sham sent me a text message yesterday after he cut a couple promos against the Milwaukee Bucks. That was pretty cool, Shams. Yeah. I like that he just kind of handled his business really quickly in his professional way, saying if they spent more time trying to figure out what they got going on, as opposed to like trying to combat what I'm reporting what's going on, they'd be in a much better place. Good luck to everybody as Doc Rivers moves on and Giannis,
he's gone.
Potentially getting traded again. Definitely getting traded, I guess, at this point, allegedly. Who knows? Storylines are always great, but what Sham said we missed was the Hornets. And then Hembo is sending over stats about the Hornets. And then whenever you hear Q Rich say the Hornets, it feels like the young Hornets team electrifying to watch. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of threes are going in. And if LaMelo's a part of it, there's going to be moxie. There is going to be a show. It is going to be spectacular. And for the NBA, congrats to them getting Charlotte back and a Duke boy being a massive piece of the entire thing. Obviously, the Hornets have been kind of out of the conversation, out of the discussion for a long time. Maybe they got a little duo. You know, maybe they got a little squad that's about to do some damage. We shall see tonight if they survive and into the next play-in game, if they will be able to make it to the primetime dance. This will be on Prime tonight, 7:30 Eastern, 10 p.m. Eastern, for the second West Coast tip-off. Congratulations to these teams earning a spot in this very cherished position in the NBA. Because if you lose here and you get eliminated, you're in a terrible position for the draft.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we assume you're in a terrible position with your big stars.
Yep.
So win can still talk good and maybe end up good. Lose in these games, we're not going to give a draft pay. We can't pay anybody. We're kind of stuck in this forever.
Yeah, you kind of got to blow it all up.
Yeah, Toxic Tables here at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, AP Tone is here. NHL playoffs this weekend. Pittsburgh Penguins, Philadelphia Flyers. Yep. This feels like a big deal for hockey, but also, as we talk about NBA playoffs mattering the most, the NHL playoffs may be some of the best sports that just ever.
Yeah, it's hard to. I can't imagine a time that the NHL playoffs has not delivered. And yes, the NBA playoffs are really, really good. sometimes the first round of the NBA playoffs is not so good. There's quite a few sweeps. That's not something you normally see in the NHL playoffs. Those are going to be awesome. It's just the margin of error that is just so close in the NHL, and anybody can beat anybody. We've seen it many, many times in the NHL playoffs, and it's rare that an 8 seed would beat a 1 seed in the NBA playoffs, even though it has happened in recent history. But, all of these playoffs are going to be great, but just the NHL players, what they do to their bodies all season long, and you get those reports after the season, everyone that's having surgeries and stuff like that, it's can't miss. And, yeah, I believe since we've been born, I think the Pens have 5 Stanley Cups, and I don't think the Flyers have one in ever.
There's actually a website, Flyers Last Cup or something.
Oh, they do it, what? Was it 74, 75, something?
It has the amount of days it's been. That website started, it obviously started before the internet, this countdown.
Yep.
Everything that the modern world is, obviously, has not seen the Philadelphia Flyers win a Stanley Cup. And that's just something that has to be remembered whenever we're talking about the Johns over here. But on that note, happy they're back in the dance.
Yeah.
Good for hockey to have the Flyers in. Great fan base who's been through.
Yeah, they said Claude Giroux is going to be the next Sidney Crosby.
Pretty good.
That didn't happen.
Ever, and never will. Now, if they knock out this Pens team, that'll be devastating.
That would be.
They need to eat horse poop. I don't think it needs to be a Stanley Cup victory. I think even winning one series, they have to eat the horse shit immediately.
9-year NFL vet, Darius J. Butler is here. D-Butch from South Florida, Florida Panthers fan, has obviously experienced Florida multiple times. You've experienced it more.
Yep.
Much more. So much more happy hockey times than Philadelphia Flyers fans who have been fans for 50 years. So that is a good thing for sport.
Yeah.
And the first round of playoffs take on Pens could change it all, but the NHL playoffs as a whole are spectacular. We have to chat about it. Playoff, anything, good. Good teams are there, good players are there, and maximum effort is being given because it's not just about a salary. It's about something bigger than itself.
Playoffs are always electric. Never been a big baseball fan, but even the MLB playoffs show up, and the physicality of the Stanley Cup playoffs has been unreal. Now, we've played a lot of hockey, back-to-back champs. The year before winning it, we went to the final, lost to the Golden Knights. So it's been a long time. You boys enjoy this run, enjoy this playoff hockey run. I won't be tuned in.
What?
What the fuck?
Don't be like
on the NBA.
We were
He's not
tuned
a
into
team
yours.
guy. He's not a team guy.
No, look, we 2 years played a lot of hockey. My boys got to recover. We'll have to change. Zito have to change things up, but we'll be back in the dance next year.
Yeah, but you got hooked. You got the hockey
Yeah,
bug.
you grow in the game. You got to support the game.
Nah,
Exactly right.
my guys.
I'm with you, D, but I'm not watching hockey.
You never watch playoff hockey.
I got the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference NBA Finals here. I'm not watching hockey.
Detroit's Boston now. Okay.
That's
And you're
right.
going to lose in the first round.
Okay, that's great. All right, let's move along. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a man is joining us live from his attic in Ohio. He's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner, all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Hawk. Hawker, a lot has been said here before introing. Hey, you look pretty. You still got that glow going right now. I will let you know. And we appreciate that. A lot has been said about a lot of things here. Obviously, your family is directly involved in the hockey world. Playoff time is the greatest time. We always, whenever the football season ends, we get bummed out. We're like, oh no, the dog days of sports are ahead. And then we forget sports are the greatest, okay? We bought in 100% to the Olympics because we're watching our athletes who've given their entire life compete against others that have committed their entire lives to it. It's just like sports provide so many incredible things. Playoff sports with actual consequences.
Legacies on the line.
Legacies, everything.
Yeah.
I think that naturally tunes us all in, and we appreciate their service. Do we not?
Hell
yes. Of course. AJ, we appreciate these playoffs coming right. Perfect timing, it feels like right now.
Yeah, it is. I think the 7-game series, too, makes it fun. I mean, think how long the playoffs go. If you make a run from, think about from the first round, when is the Stanley Cup Finals? In June. Early to mid-June.
June 5th.
It's a long season, but it's a long playoff season, too. That's why I think it's awesome, because we're watching all of these, win or go home games being played. And like Tone said, these guys, what they put their body through, they're not even human, I think, how tough they are at times.
Yeah, this guy's not human, I'll tell you that. Yikes. Thank you. That's Sidney Crosby. He has averaged a point per game for 21 seasons or something like that. Greatest of all time. Obviously, about to do what he's always done to the Flyers. And yeah, okay. All right, let's move along. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not about just the right now. It's about the future. Every once in a while, we get a chance to be a part of some guys' huge days as they decide where they're going to continue to play ball and further their education and sport run. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now out of Antioch High School, I believe in Tennessee. Same area as Jelly Roll, who's currently on the wrong side.
That's right.
Yeah, he is.
But he'll figure it out. He got a little touchy with me.
He did big time.
What was that? I never seen that.
He's trying to check you, cuh.
No, touchy.
Son of a
What's the matter with you, dog? Said, somebody's going to check you, cuh. That's what he said.
You know, touchy. Hey, Joey, come on.
Easy.
You're an outsider. But other than that situation.
Joe's a good guy.
Love Bubba.
Yeah.
Love him.
But he needs to act right. Because then he came out and.
Yeah, he did.
But he knew, though, that I was thinking about, we're doing this thing right now as he walks his ass down here. I was going to deliver a big, maybe even a McDouble. Boom.
Oh, two-piece.
But I'll tell you what, I didn't expect him to do what he did. I think, AJ, you would know better. I kind of telegraphed that. I came from middle of the ring. Like, I had no respect for Jelly in that moment. I thought I was just going to be able to just
That's the Oculus in you.
That is, yeah. And it also might be the baseball I've been doing.
Could be.
Yeah, I was thinking, maybe, let me go ahead and bring that thing, because I got kind of a different arm angle.
Yep.
So I think I was thinking about setting it. He saw it, though, Age. Did you see that? And then he...
Oh, yeah.
He
did, but you know what? Hey, you're setting things up, though. That was just one little play. Who knows what's going to happen Saturday night? You're maybe setting them up. Maybe you don't telegraph anything on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, because we had the ropes in between us, so maybe I wasn't that scared at the time, which is why I was like, oh, yeah, this is kind of fun. Boom. And then he did snatch me up a little bit. I was like, whoa.
Why would you be scared of an outsider?
And he was outside of the ring.
Exactly where he belongs.
But on that note, other than that, incredible tale of just perseverance, resistance, comeback, righting around. Yeah, I didn't know what he was going to do there, but I knew this was coming. Bang! Yeah, Randy's right around. Okay. Anyways, let's move along, ladies and gentlemen. A man from the same part of Tennessee who will go on, in our eyes, to have an incredible career. A man who is a 4-star quarterback, should be 5-star quarterback. If we were to judge the film that we watched, we give a 6-star. This guy can spin it all over the yard. To announce where he's headed next, ladies and gentlemen, out of Tennessee, Andre Adams. Andre, how you doing, man?
Yo, what's going on? I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for joining us. Dad, Kenny, sorry we don't have a wide enough cam. Cam, what up, Kenny? Good to see you. Miss Sheena, how you doing, Miss Sheena?
Say, how you doing? Good. Doing good. Blessed.
Okay,
I got you on some headphones right now.
Yeah, so they can't hear. That's always the situation. That's on us. Okay, I want to let you know, Andre, that is 100% on us. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of this. We watch your highlights, spinning it everywhere. Obviously, the recruiting process has probably been a lot of fun, maybe a lot of pressure. How has this all gone for you to inevitably land at a spot where you're ready to make a decision on where you're headed?
No, yeah, this process has definitely been long. It's definitely been a long process. I've been alongside me and my parents, my brothers, my whole family, for real, just guided me through the process. But I kind of took it as just everything was on my own time. I knew I wasn't going to be late with my commitment. Just talking to God a lot. God's timing is never wrong. So I feel like this was the perfect time for me to be committed at a spot. So taking my process one step at a time.
Hell yeah, Andre. I love hearing that. And it's obviously crazy in this particular world. You're one of the first generations that has had to experience the big business as a teenager alongside your family and trying to figure out what is best for your future. So congratulations on navigating that all with your family. And if you'd like to let the world know where you're headed next, we'd be honored to be a part of it, brother.
No, for sure. So first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for this. I appreciate everybody coming out. It's real big for me and my family, just seeing all the faces and stuff. So I appreciate that a lot from all y'all. But for my next 3 to 4 years,
there we go.
University goes.
Oh, we making a change?
Huh? I'll be committing to the University of Colorado.
Bubs. Okay, so congratulations, Dion, Coach Prime, obviously in the Buffalo. Go, Bubs, right there on the chat. Hey, was there a, okay, yep, congratulations. Congratulations, brother. Yep, absolutely. Hey, celebrate the hell out of this, Andre. Okay, we're going to see the crew maybe.
So, I'm going to turn around, all right?
Yes, please do. Please do, yes. That's a good idea, Andre. Let me see the crew. Let me see the team. Congratulations, Andre. Congratulations, everybody in there. That's awesome, man. Enjoy the hell out of it. Thank you for letting us be a part of this. All right, enjoy your life, Andre. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, Andre.
Go live your life, man. That was huge.
Yeah, sweet.
That was dope.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's an entire community seemingly being very, very proud of what's about to happen. Obviously, Juju Lewis is the quarterback currently at Colorado. He committed on our program a year and a half ago. Yeah, a year ago maybe. I forget what it is. They have not figured out the quarterback position, I don't think. There's a brand new offensive coordinator in Brennan Marion, I believe is his name. He was at Sacramento State before. He comes in. The offense that this kid would do very well, I assume he could do everything. I mean, we only got to watch the highlights, so I've only seen him do great things.
They were sick.
They were sick, yeah. And at some points, we're like, great editing on the video. Is some video, he can spin it. He can really, really spin this thing. So that's a Shador style. Sick. You know, we'll see if that becomes everything. And congratulations to him and to Deion Sanders, AJ.
Yeah, you think Deion, like these coaches, they don't 100% know where these guys are going to commit a lot of times when they're doing these big national commitments. So I can imagine as the head coach, that's a pretty nerve-wracking situation.
I'm going to be honest. This kind of came together very late. And once we, like, dude, pumped to be a part there. Legit. It is like, what day? How's everything going? Can we make it work? Would love to be a part of it. Thank you for even asking us. That's genuinely how I feel. There's a chance Andre goes on to be a Hall of Famer. Yeah. And then we're a part of the entire story, you know? So it's like very cool to think about it in that aspect. But yeah, like whenever he went there at the last second, should I do it or not? I'm like,
I thought he was going somewhere else.
I'm like, wait, because I was kind of tipped off. So we could have a graphic, obviously. We won't tell anybody, can we make a graphic for this thing? And then when he goes, should we do it? I'm like, yes. That's what I would.
That would have been awesome.
I was thinking full chaos is coming out of this entire thing. But I think he was leaning that way for a bit and then finally got to the point where it's, yes, this is what I'm definitely doing. Happy he made the announcement. Also, appreciate that there was potentially a little flair added to that. The guy likes the program. Congratulations. Thank you, Andre.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, talks about the professional football world, which I guess college is too, kind of. And also, college right now, the most important conversation because we got the draft coming up.
That's right.
The man who has seemingly perfected the draft, especially in projections on who's taking who where. Friend of the program, Emmy Award winner, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Schrager. How you doing, Schrags?
I'm doing great. Watching the Jim Nantz interview, the 4 letters I could use in there for TV. FOMO. I didn't get the invite to the Masters. I wasn't at the Masters. It sounded amazing, and I'm just jealous. Like, that is just jealousy coming from the screen right now.
Yeah, if it means anything, Monday, opening of show, and you know this because you, I think, know and appreciate TV more than anybody else we talk to on a regular basis. Your breakdown of television and decisions being made on television is so cool to hear from. You love the entire thing of sports media, which I appreciate out of you, and you are an asset to us in that world whenever you tell us the things that you think about. A block is what you guys would call it in the TV world, Monday. I was trying my best not to turn it into me talking about my experience at the greatest place on earth, but I don't know how I was supposed to do that when the biggest story was Rory winning back-to-back, literally right in front of our faces. So
you also had incredible storytelling skills when you're talking about that Sprinter van and the shades being drawn, you don't know where you get spit out. And I again, not an Augusta guy. Don't get the invite. Not living vicariously through you. I think I speak for the viewers where it didn't come off as you being braggadocious or you being look at me. It was more like you were.
There's people that thought that for sure. But I appreciate you gassing me up. And we're trying our best over here. But it was we didn't think we would ever get to go there either. You know, not Augusta people. We go down there, experience it. We'll definitely need to figure out a way to get Peter Schrager down there. Your experience down there would be electrifying. That feels like something you would totally crush at. On that note, you crush at the draft, and I think the draft is something that you can do better than everybody else's because because your relationships with all the people that are actually making the decisions in so many different places. You're not necessarily an insider full-time, but you certainly could if you needed to be. And when it comes to the draft, you have an ability to be able to acquire thoughts and opinions from around places and kind of project what's possible. You put out 2 of them. One was last week, and then one is like day before draft or 2 days before the draft, whatever it is. Since then, since your first mock draft that you put out, odds have changed entirely. April 7th is when Schrags put out his mock draft, and the big conversation was David Bailey at 2 instead of Arvell Reese, because the picture of Arvell Reese going around the thing was so whatever the case. You came out and were like, wait a minute, though. David Bailey can play right now. This is what they're looking for. Maybe he goes at number 2 from what I'm hearing. Odds change on sports books. You literally do have motion, I believe is what people would say. Now, since you released that until now, what have you learned? And how different do you think it's going to be inevitably when you put out the final projected mock draft, which you have been more accurate than everybody else has been for the last couple of years?
Well, thank you for all of that. And the process I go through is I collect as much information as I can, put out a mock draft, and then that mock draft informs the conversations that I have for the next 2 weeks. So what you're looking at on the screen is from a week ago. You could tear it up. I mean, honestly, you could tear it up. The amount of feedback that I've gotten saying this guy's too high, this guy's too low, they're not doing that. And then from teams directly saying, appreciate the thought process, but that's probably not the direction we're going. A couple things I would note here. Bailey, I will back up what I said. I believe Bailey is still the target number 2 for the Jets. It's the production score. A 98 production score out of 100. He had arguably the greatest college football pass rushing season we have seen, with maybe the exception of Myles Garrett, 2017, Texas A&M, and Aiden Hutchinson a few years back from Michigan. But this cat right here led the nation in sacks, was second in tackles for a loss, had 3 pass breakups, started 14 games. Everyone seems to think that if you are building a team right now and you need to hit it right on the fairway and you need a guy who's going to produce, it is David Bailey, and that seems to be the Jets at 2. 3, Cardinals gets interesting. I have the other choice, Reese, but this could also very well be Jeremiah Love, or if they want to reach a little bit, the offensive lineman, Francis Mauanoa, CC Mauanoa out of Miami. Those are the 3 players that I'm told. Bailey-Reese combo, whoever doesn't go to the Jets, Jeremiah Love, or at 3, the offensive lineman out of Miami. 4 is fascinating with the Titans. Fascinating, because the expectation is Jeremiah Love will be on the board. But the more intel I get, you look at these Robert Saleh coach teams and what they are known for. Waves of pass rushers, and they've always had a solid middle linebacker, whether it be C.J. Mosley with the Jets or Fred Warner with the 49ers. Always a guy. So that's where the Sonny Styles part of it now comes in. These are the conversations that are being had. I'll wrap with this. 2 names to watch. I think April 17th might be the most important day of this draft process. That is Jordan Tyson's full workout that he's going to be doing for scouts. April 17th in a couple days. He's going to work out. He's going to run. He's going to do drills. And that's the real opportunity, because right now he is viewed as the biggest wild card in the first round. And that if you just watch the tape, there's no one better. And that includes Carnell Tate. There is nobody better than this guy right here. However, MCL, ACL, collarbone, and now hamstring. What sort of health is he in? Because there is a good chance this guy, if he clears it all, is top 10. But if he doesn't, suddenly there are other receivers who have produced more, and that's Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, even Omar Cooper, who could leap him in the pecking order if teams aren't comfortable about his health. And the last one, Caleb Downs. I had him going 12 to the Cowboys. I've been told by numerous teams there is no chance in bloody hell that Caleb Downs will be around at 12 overall. So that's one to put there. He is likely going before 12, which I originally had him going to Dallas. I've said a lot, Pat. The floor is yours.
No, that was phenomenal. AJ actually has a follow-up because a lot of your storylines there are about the Ohio State Buckeyes. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Strikes, as far as Caleb Downs, I've heard conflicting reports. I feel like some people claim there's a chance he may fall just because people have devalued the safety position and don't want to draft people that high. So you're saying it's pretty much a lock. He's not going to be there at 12 even, so going top 10 most likely?
Again, it's all fluid, but the big feedback I got from teams was that, yes, positionally, a safety you wouldn't take in the top 5 or the top 10. It just doesn't make sense to do so because they don't make the same money on the free agent market and you want to get the most value for your pick. But with the lack of blue chip prospects in this draft, and I really only have 4, I have Mendoza as a blue chipper, and from what I'm told, it's 3 positions that are not positions that are usually highly paid. It's a running back in Love, it's an off-the-ball linebacker in Styles, and it's a safety in Downs. If you're a team in the top 10, do you reach for an offensive lineman? Do you reach for a wide receiver? Do you reach for a corner? Or do you hit it right on the fairway and say, you know what? We wake up Friday morning. We got Caleb Downs. We have an outstanding football player to our team, and we are way better than we were yesterday if we take this guy.
Everybody we know and respect about football around Caleb Downs, since the first day they saw him, said he's a Hall of Famer. So it's like you're drafting a Hall of Famer. Would you, if everybody around him says this guy, Matt Patricia now, who's an NFL D coordinator, Nick Saban, he has said obviously he's been coach at both. Everybody basically has been like, since this kid's 17 years old, he's an NFL football player.
And I wonder how, I guess, football is being played now is going to change how decision makers see these positions, because, you know, it was an explosion of 11 personnel, a bunch of 3 wide receiver sets a few years ago. Then last year kind of got back to multiple tight ends, extra O-line. So now that kind of bumps the value of an off-ball linebacker or safety. You know, Nick Emenwari, he played a huge role for Seattle. He was a second-round pick. The Eagles, they got Cooper DeJean. He obviously he's been great, been an all-pro. So I'm very interested to see how that changes things with these positions, especially
What's interesting,
with the lack of blue chips.
Deba, you're so spot on with this. You can use him in a variety of ways. Matt Patricia was on your show, of course. I had him on my show, The Schrager Hour, and he said this. He said, the second you draft Caleb Downs, he becomes the smartest player on your defense, and he becomes the face of your franchise. I'm like, that's real hyperbole right there. There are a lot of guys like, no, you don't get it. For 5 years, this guy has been a pro, and he has done everything the right way. So positional value, if they're a free agent in 4 years, that's something different than who makes us better. I would add this. If Caleb Downs does go, that bumps up the other 2 safeties in this draft, where suddenly we have never had this, a safety run in the first round of a draft. But the Oregon Duck, that guy can go as high as 10, 11, 12. And then you've got the Toledo kid, McNeil Warren, who everyone likes. He could go top 15. So if you take Caleb Downs off the board and you're like, I just want a real football player, I want a guy that's going to help us tomorrow, 2 of the best overall players besides Caleb Downs are safeties as well. And we would never in a million years in the last, my entire career, we would never have 3 safeties taken in the top 15. We might see that this year.
Okay, let's move from safety and stay in the secondary. Go ahead, D-Bud.
Yeah, in your opinion, who's the first cornerback off the board? You know, Delane out of LSU, and then you got McCoy out of Tennessee, who's showing he's healthy. I've heard kind of rumblings that he may even sneak up and be the first guy off the board. What are you hearing as far as the first cornerback off the board when the draft comes?
No corner has had a better season than Jermod McCoy's 2024. He has the serious injury, January 2025, full year back. Didn't run at the combine. That is alarming. You had a full 11 months to recover. Then you had 2 months to prep for the draft. Did not run at the combine. Did the pro day, ran the 40 fine. But I'm told the positional drills by some weren't ideal. That to me is a red flag. It is a medical red flag. But if you are talking about film, 2024, it's better than anything Delane's put on film. And then the physicality, the length, the size. McCoy is apparently far more built for that, the hawking corner that everyone covets than Delane. But I would think it goes LSU 1, Tennessee 2 with a red flag. You have to be willing to take a risk on the health. And then the third guy, surprisingly, might be a player that not a lot of people have. The San Diego State guy, Chris Johnson, might be now up on the boards because he's had an outstanding pre-draft process. And those might be your 3 first-round corners.
Chris Johnson plus 7,500 right now at DraftKings to be the first corner selected. Good call by you. You went through the list there with McCoy and Delane. Look at D'Angelo Pons kind of floating down here. Hey, D'Angelo Pons.
All he does is make big plays in big games. I have no problem with D'Angelo Pons going that high.
And thumps people.
Yeah.
He flew too. His pro, that thing went low
4-3?
like 4.31 or some shit.
Yeah, that was.
That'll work.
I liked watching
43
him play
inch vertical.
Football.
Yeah,
he was spectacular. Okay, let's pivot away from the secondary and let's try to figure out who's going to be popping up the most. Go ahead, Con Man.
Yeah, Trace, when it comes to all the positions, which couple would you say are the deepest? It felt like the tight ends had a great day at the Combine here in India a month or so ago. I've heard O-line, D-line are kind of the 2 strongest. What is your read on it? And do you think we'll get a lot of those ones in the back half of the first round?
Yeah, I think we're going to get a wide receiver run in the first half of it. So the 6 names that I would look at, and maybe not all 6 go, but I think once one goes, they're all going to go flying off because that's a position of need. And I think with the wide receiver spot, you've got some combination of Tate, Tyson. Of course, Mekhi Lemon is beloved by scouts. Omar Cooper, the Indiana guy. And then you've got Casey Concepcion out of Texas A&M, and then Denzel Boston. Those 6 are likely first-round picks. I would say they can go as high as top 25, all 6 of them. The other position that's interesting is offensive tackle, because there is no blue-chip prospect in this draft. There is no Jonathan Ogden or Orlando Pace. But between CeCe Mawanoa, Fano out of Utah, who can maybe play inside as well, and then you start going through some of these other guys, because Caden Proctor weighed in at 390 pounds last season at Alabama.
Jeez.
Got himself down to 360 pounds. The film is not ideal. It's not great. I'd love to hear Nick Saban's breakdown of it all, but it's still a 360-pound guy who could still play left tackle, and he is considered to be in that conversation. And then you got other guys that play on the interior, the kid from Penn State. And then, of course, you've got your Freeling from Georgia. And then the 2 other names that you keep on being here talked about in the top 20 is I'm sorry, I'm going blank here.
I was about to say, you really you should have stayed high level with this one.
I was so hot. I was rattling.
Yeah, you should have. You went
Blake
deep
Miller,
in the weeds. There's no reason to do that. You could have stayed right up here, and we all would have been impressed.
There's a cat, Blake Miller, at Clemson, who started like 50 games and has missed 1 practice in his entire career. He's not gonna wow you, but he's one of these guys that is like, you're gonna get a player that's gonna be productive. And then the last one would be a wild card, the kid out of Arizona State who's only played football for 5 years. Comes from Nigeria, was a basketball player, and they're still kind of forming him into a player. But those are your offensive tackles, and I've got him going 28 to the Houston Texans, and I have said his name 3,000 times and have mispronounced it 2,999 times. So I'm just going to say the Arizona State kid.
Yeah, that's Max. That's Big Max. He's a stud.
Yeah.
Big Max. He's Mighty Max.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is an absolute stud. You know, this is kind of the storyline of the first round. Every time we do the draft spectacular, we have to reiterate it a few different times. Like, hey, offensive linemen, a lot of them. They have 7.5 over/under on DraftKings for offensive linemen in the first round. Wide receiver over/under 5.5. I think Schrage just said 6 there.
Over.
He thinks the over is going to hit there. Offensive linemen, though, every draft spectacular, every single one, there's an offensive line. Well, Mark McCarthy last year, there's going to be a string of these offensive linemen. There's not a lot of these guys. So there's going to get them. It does feel like that happens in the draft every single year.
When you think about it, there's going to be 1 quarterback. There's going to be 1 off-ball linebacker in Sonny Styles. There's going to be 1 running back in Jeremiah Love, most likely. 1 tight end in Kenyon Sadiq. So then that leaves a bunch. There's going to be, like you said, the 7 or 8 offensive linemen, the 5 or 6 wide receivers, and then you're going to get a bunch of edge guys, most likely. And
Tone, there's not a great interior defensive lineman in this draft either.
Maybe the kid from Ohio State might go.
Yeah,
as deep
Caden
tackle.
McDonald.
Yeah, but that's
Caden
about
McDonald, maybe pure 3-4, and everyone at Ohio State says it all runs through him, and like it's important to have him there. Maybe Peter Woods, who if the draft was a year ago would have been a top 5 pick, but had a bad season last year compared to what the expectations were, but not a ton there. And then even the pass rushers, we're going to talk about Bailey and we're going to talk about Reese and we're going to talk about Bain. But after that, you're talking about Akeem Mesidor, who's 25 years old out of Miami. Great producer.
It's prime, baby. What are you talking about? You got 25 years of prime football out of this guy. Hungry still. Hungry.
25 years old. The only other player I saw it that was like drafted that was 25 years old or older was in the draft last year. Who's your guess?
My guess was Brandon Whedon, but you said draft last year, so now I can't remember.
Tyler Shuck.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good guy. Pretty good guy. It's almost like you got an adult in the room all of a sudden. Didn't know you could do that. Last question as we quickly kind of roll
Bo
on.
Nix was old as shit.
Bo Nix was 24, I think, right? Maybe?
Yeah, he's 24. Yeah. The other pass rusher is a guy, and real quick, Keldrick Falk, and I keep hearing Cowboys tied
I like
to
Falk.
Keldrick
Yeah, I like Falk.
Either 12 or 20. I don't know.
Okay, on that note, draft night is going to be spectacular. We cannot wait to get out there. We appreciate you joining us yet again. You and Tone in the brain trailer down there, the Football IQ hub, the super duper trailer down there was great for our show last year. We're thankful that you're doing it again. We have an announcement to make, Shrakes.
Go ahead.
This year, joining the Draft Spectacular as co-host live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Coach Bill Cowher will be joining Coach Bill Cowher will be live on the set, and I'll tell you, talked to him yesterday. He's excited. Yeah. Homework time is the last thing he said to get it all in there. He'll be joining us live. We're going to try to piece together the best draft coverage that we possibly can. We'll have some good times. There'll be some surprises. There'll be some spectacular things. There'll be a lot of good conversation, and hopefully we'll be able to give you an option to watch in a manner in which you're hanging with us, having a good time. We're going to have a good time while breaking the news and enjoying the next generation of NFL stars. Shregs, we appreciate the hell out of you. You are the absolute man. And also, A.Q. Shipley will be driving us, joining us, the Pittsburgh kid. Can't wait for that. Ladies and gentlemen, you're the man. Peter Schrager.
Yeah, Schrager.
We're stacking it together a little bit. Draft spectacular.
It's together.
Coach Cowher's going to be amazing. He is going to be amazing.
He is so excited. He is... we love him, okay? Every time I talk to him, he just starts breaking me down for who I am and why I do things, okay? Yesterday, he gave me an entire speech about because I'm from Pittsburgh, why I act the way that I act in certain situations that he has been watching from outside in. Now, I appreciate the fact that Coach Cowher is like my coach, you know, like growing up, obviously, in Pittsburgh, that is the way. And the fact that he cares about me and us at all is a wild thing to think about. So anytime he opens his mouth, I'm listening. Anytime that jaw is bumping, I'm enthralled by what he's saying, and he's ready. I mean, he loves the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, he yesterday he gave a speech about why the draft is so important and why it's so great and how he viewed it. It's like, wow, this guy loves the draft, and he's obviously Pittsburgh royalty with where the Steelers are, with Mike McCarthy, Yinzer as a head coach. There's just so many things that he'll be able to do. We're so thankful he's joining us, and we hope you will join us for the draft spectacular as we do it for the...
Someone said 7.
7 or 8?
Seventh annual draft spectacular. Should be a blast out there, Con Man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we've had, Coach Mike, you mentioned, who is now back in the league. Awesome. Bill Belichick. It's hard to say that those guys ooze football more than Bill Cowher. Like you mentioned it, every time he speaks, it comes from some sort of head coach angle in some matter of fact. And every time he's been on the program, he's been great. Yep. Like it does feel as though he understands. Like Big Mike and Bill, I might be wrong, but those are kind of the first 2 times those guys were in the media in general. Like Coach Cowher's coming in, hey, I know exactly where my ball needs to be, and I know exactly where to hit it. And that's why I like Bill Cowher. I think, especially in Pittsburgh, it will be a much different, almost better feel.
We're going to celebrate Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. We're going to celebrate Pittsburgh for sure. And I'm happy we're getting in when we're getting in, how we're getting in. But once you get down there, I think it is going to be a football festival. Like what the NFL does with this draft is they make it huge, AJ. And it's been an honor to kind of be a part of the ride, from doing the draft pick in Nashville, which I think was like the second year on the road. Maybe, after they got kicked out of the Radio City Music Hall by the Rockettes. They actually got, boom, kicked out of Radio City Music Hall because the Rockettes Thank God.
Yeah, I love these on-site drafts.
Oh.
So much better.
So much celebration. Yeah. Every team is represented there. People travel in everywhere to come watch it. It gives towns that can't host a Super Bowl because of the weather and never really going to have it. It gives its own football festival as the weather is turning. And I think it is spectacular.
And I just love seeing even the behind the scenes where we have a dinner or something with the coach and just hearing all these different stories with the draft. And we had Bill in Detroit. Obviously, he never coached in Detroit, but just even how the fans loved him and interacted with him, and then seeing Big Mike back in Green Bay. I can't imagine the reception that Bill Cowher is going to get out in Pittsburgh. And then not to mention, obviously, Moon Township Hall of Famer, AQ, going to be in the house as well. I've been watching his out there in the shipyard, so I'm interested to see him. Obviously, with these big, we expect a lot of tackles to go, hearing his opinion on these guys.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's the next season. Obviously, the Super Bowl's in February, but this is kind of the end of the football season. Like we always talk about, it's damn near August Hall of Fame game till the draft. Like it is the off-season Super Bowl, and of course the free agency and the technical league year and the combine and all that stuff, but the run itself of football, once the draft hits, I mean, we talked about it in the first hour, like NHL, NBA playoffs, that's when they kind of heat up, is that first week of May, the week after the draft. So it is just kind of like a great celebration of everything. And you mentioned, like, Pittsburgh is the ultimate football town. They're never going to get a Super Bowl. So this is their Super Bowl. Like, people in Pittsburgh, they're going to be pissed about it until they have to leave their house and get down there, and then they're going to be pumped about it. But like, it really is. I'm more juiced for this one than I have any of the other ones.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Just strictly because there's so many question marks too. There's so many question marks across the board on who's going where, who's going what. There's always some surprise, and like. We'll just get a text in the middle of the show, and it'll be like some GM for some team who just made a pick is like, hey, we're watching you right now or whatever. Can you join us? Yeah, absolutely. Sick. Hey, and then I'm literally texting Foxy and Bruce in the back, hey, FaceTime this number. And then it's like, who is it? And then it's like, general manager for this team. It's like, the Draft Spectacular is always outrageous.
Yeah.
Our show is always outrageous, always has been. Back in the days, whenever it was in here, and we had Red Panda come in. Back in the other office when the whole Aaron Rodgers thing came in. I mean, it is like
you guys were in Tampa, I think, for one, or
Tampa. Yeah, when the number 2 overall or number 3 overall pick with Mac Jones.
Yeah, Trey Lance.
Yeah, and I mean, the Draft Spectacular for our show has always been the most outrageous, like the most outrageous. And it's always fascinating, because we go to ESPN, we license our show through ESPN, and then obviously with the College Game Day relationship, College Game Day does the draft, okay? So they're like, hey, also we got this in the offseason, got to do a draft. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Draft Spectacular.
Yeah.
And they're like, what's that? Draft Spectacular. We basically hang out with people for 5 hours as you guys make your picks, and anything can happen. Actually anything. The legends that have stopped by, the conversations that have had, the news that has broke, the picks that have been made, the pillars that have been drafted. I mean, there's just the trades that have taken place. There's just so much. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. We got to get to WrestleMania, and Randy Orton needs to beat Cody Rhodes' ass for the good of the business and for 15 world titles.
Well, that's guaranteed.
And then bang, we're right into Pittsburgh. Cannot wait for that. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who is obviously inspiration to us. Has never wavered in who he is ever, and has been able to lead an entire league to the top of the world, fresh off an incredible weekend. Guy blows knee out.
What?
Blows knee out. Ouch. Fighting guy who blows knee out goes, well, you all right? Get yourself.
Nope.
You good?
All right.
You good? You good? All right, we good? Yeah, come on. Let's go. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's fight. You all right? You okay? We good? Let's go ahead and do it. Boom! Ends up knocking his ass out. Oh! Ends up knocking his ass out. That is what we are talking about whenever we're looking for magic happening inside the cage. Obviously, we appreciate these gladiators who go out and do it, but it feels like week in, week out, the UFC is putting on shows that are captivating and obviously clip-worthy. Ladies and gentlemen, the head of it all, Dana White.
Yeah, Dana.
How you doing, Dana?
What's up, boys? Good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning to you as well. Thank you for joining us. Obviously, a lot to talk about in your world. Congrats on an incredible launch with Paramount Plus. It feels like everything's going fantastic over there as you continue to evolve your relationship and business there. Can we talk about what you did this past weekend that sets up into Freedom 250? You were Adam Schefter, brother. You broke your own news during a live event, set up a fight in real time. I got a chance to FaceTime whenever we were ending our time down in Augusta. And I told you, man, I was so impressed with the way you wheeled and dealed seemingly, broke news, and promoted an event that's happening in the future and in the current. I thought it was mastery. You need to start doing that more. You need to start going up to guys in ambulances. You want to fight again? You need to start doing this. But how did that come together, and how excited are you now for Freedom 250? And how many more can we do that for? Can we just start picking guys now? Is this an evolving thing?
Well, let me tell you what, if things happen that organically every weekend, I would definitely do it. We're sitting there during the fight, and the president looks at me and says, why is Derek Lewis not on the White House card? And I know he loves Derek Lewis, and when we were building the card and everything, so I literally said, I'll be right back. I got up and I went and called Derek Lewis and asked him if he wanted to fight at the White House. He's like, of course I want to fight at the White House. So he said yes. He said, tell the president thank you. Then the Curtis Blades Hogan fight plays out. Unbelievable war. And they broke the record for significant strikes for a 3-round heavyweight fight, which ended up being like 354 significant strikes. And then Joe Rogan says, after it's over, he says, is there any room on the White House card for Hogan? So I said, holy shit. I said, hey, Mick, my matchmaker, I said, run back and see if Hogan will take the Derek Lewis fight. He's getting into the ambulance. And Hogan says, I'll absolutely take the fight. I mean, it's one of those cool organic things that just happened on the spot. And, that's going to be a fun fight.
Yes, it certainly is. I like that Rogan and the president are booking Freedom 250. Okay, I like that. That's what we got going on right now. Obviously, Derek Lewis is a showman, as is Hokit. I mean, that was a performance that obviously the world recognized a new character potentially in sport. That Freedom 250 thing is going to have a lot of eyes on your sport. I think you understand that. A lot of pessimism potentially, but it feels like there's true optimism in what this could be going forward. AJ has a question for you about it.
Yeah, Dave, as far as the White House card, I mean, the fact that it's happening is unbelievable. But guys, how has the process been for you? I can imagine there's some red tape to jump through to try to figure things out, to get the card all situated. I guess, what's it been like throughout this process, and what's it going to be like, I guess, that night at the White House watching these fights?
It's been awesome. It's been fun. Listen, we love this type of stuff over here. We love the challenges, and even more, we love the pessimism. Bring it all.
Hell yeah.
All the stuff now is laid out. We're ready to go. It's about execution now. Now we have to get out there and execute. And obviously for my production team, they're already loading into the White House. We're already starting to get everything set up over there. And we really, really will start loading in, like a month before the fight will happen. Like start to build stuff over there at the White House. But it's been a fun process. It's been great. I mean, right now, the ellipse. Yep, that's exactly what it's going to look like right there. That's the setup. Because what I didn't want to do, I told my production team, I don't want to see a lighting grid. I don't want to see the traditional. All I want to see when I'm watching these fights is the White House in the background. So they found this thing. It's being built over in Europe. It's going to be shipped to Philadelphia. And then it's going to be trucked from Philly to Washington, D.C., and we'll start to build it on the south lawn of the White House.
Okay. Can we talk about this a little bit more? This looks fantastic. Obviously spectacular that sport is getting the opportunity to do this live from the White House lawn. A lot of people have made a lot of conversation about you guys having to foot the bill completely. Obviously, this is not coming from tax dollars. And whenever it comes to attendance, I assume there's a lot of checks that have to go into being able to watch this, especially with how close you are to the most important place in the United States of America. How has that whole process gone? And what are some lies you think that are out there that you want to kind of just like settle right now about Freedom 250 that are potentially looming, if that makes sense?
Yeah, we're paying the entire bill on all of this. Everything that you're seeing, not $1 of taxpayer money will go into this. And this is the UFC's gift to the 250th birthday of America. And I think one of the myths that I would like to crush is I don't care if you're far right, far left, right down the middle, wherever you sit politically, because everybody sits somewhere politically these days. This isn't about politics. This is about the United States, what this country is about, how it was built, where we all came from. If you love America, you're going to love this event. It has nothing to do with politics. We just happen to be in the White House lawn, and the President of the United States will be there. So across the street from, and it's not far, from this structure, about 100 feet over across the road is the Ellipse, which is a massive park. And right now, people are already going UFCFreedom250.com. Over 70,000 people have already, put in to try to get tickets. Tickets are free at the Ellipse, but it will be a
what is it? A field?
Like a lottery.
Is it a field?
Like a lottery.
Is it a field over there? Or where would they be at?
Yeah, it's a park. It's a big field. It's a park. And there'll be more than 100,000 fans throughout the weekend, participating in everything that goes on. It's like a 2-day fan fest at the Ellipse, which will include the press conference, ceremonial weigh-ins. Zach Brown Band is going to be playing over there all day. Ooh. Celebrity guests, fight night watch party.
I got some good friends that live down the street. Yeah, that's Zach Brown's the right one for the job. So it sounds like you're going to have a Fighting Freedom Festival for the celebration of the 250th birthday of the United States of America. That is obviously going to have fight on the White House grounds, but then across the street in a park, that'll be a fight festival for America, it sounds like. Can't wait to see what you piece together for all of it. Thank you for footing the bill for people to come celebrate the new year of the United United States of America. And I think it's not, you talked about it not being political. And obviously we see the president walk out at these UFC fights. And obviously we know the yacht story. Okay, up in a chopper out there. Go ahead and do the thing. But I want to let you know, I was incredibly proud whenever I was asked if I would be a part of what's about to happen right now. Because I'm like, Dana's just doing business on both sides of the aisle. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who I think is just for the betterment of sport and the betterment of UFC, Dana White, got some magic done with the man who's joining us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro.
Yeah! Good to see you guys.
Mr. Governor, let me tell you this. The fact that you and Dana were presented together, I think a lot of people would say, surprise. Okay, I think a lot of people who just judge Dana and just consider him to be some far-right guy who hasn't obviously had to work with both sides of the political system. But I want to let you know, for our show, too, we appreciate the hell out of a Democratic governor coming on our show. Yeah. We don't think that happens a lot because we literally would just like to be positive for society. And obviously sports are part of that. You wanted something to happen in your state, and you made it happen. And I think now would be a good time to let the world know what you guys were able to get done.
Well, first off, Pat, I'm here because you're a Yinzer, man, and I'm always happy to talk to a Yinzer.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week at the draft. But look, I mean, Dana and I may have some political differences, but we both understand the power of UFC. We understand the power of sports to bring people together. And I'm proud to be here today to announce that UFC 330 is coming to Philadelphia in August, and I was proud to work with Dana and his team to get this done. We are so pumped up here in Pennsylvania.
Well, congratulations to all parties. Woo! Obviously, it's been some time since massive fight in Philadelphia. Congratulations, Dana, on getting this deal done. What was it like with the governor in Pennsylvania, finding your way back home, seemingly?
Yeah. No, listen, we love Philly. And when you think about Philly, you think about fighting. Some of the greatest fighters ever, and some of the great fights, in the early days of boxing came out of Philly. And Pennsylvania's doing everything right now. They got the NFL draft in Pittsburgh, the World Cup's coming to Philly, PGA Championship in Philly this year, and now a numbered UFC event, which hasn't been there.
You stole all my lines. Dana, you stole my lines, man.
I'm pumped. What do you want me to do? I'm pumped over here. I'm excited for you guys, and thank you, Mr. Governor. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. It's going to be huge. And look, I just believe sports is a great way to speak a common language, bring people together. And I got to tell you, the people probably most psyched about this are my kids, just massive UFC fans and so excited. They've been keeping this a secret for a few weeks till Dana said we were allowed to spill the beans. So I'm pumped up we could do that today.
Well, thank you for letting us be a part of it. And Dana, you continue to trailblaze and inspire us kids that aren't supposed to be in the positions that we're in, but we feel like if not us, then who? You're the man. Keep going, Dana.
Thank you, and thank you, Governor Shapiro. Appreciate you.
As we continue with the governor, Dana. We thank you, Dana.
Yeah, Dana.
Okay, Mr. Governor, let's talk about this. The negotiations, obviously it has to get cleared to the state. Like, how kind of did it come together? And I think you just kind of spoke some of your vision of what sports can do about unification in the same language and people from all different backgrounds coming together. I appreciate you putting your words into action, though, in doing this. How did it come together? When did you start planning it? And is this mean more in the future for UFC with Pennsylvania?
For sure. So look, obviously we're celebrating USA 250, and this is the place where it all began, right here in Pennsylvania. And so we wanted to line up everything. You heard Dana talk about it. We've got the NFL draft next week, MLB All-Star Game, or PGA Championship at Recruitment, World Cup. We just had March Madness. And so I was hell-bent on getting UFC to be a part of that package of massive events here in Pennsylvania. It probably started a year and a half or so ago, our conversations with UFC. I made very clear we were serious. We wanted UFC here. We know it's a huge economic driver, tens of millions of dollars for our local economy, but it's also just a great opportunity for people who love this growing sport to be able to come together. So we worked hard, we negotiated, we protected the taxpayers, and we also And them an opportunity, and UFC was great to work with in this.
I love the way you operate, sir. You're at College Game Day, too, earlier this year, and you talked so highly about sports. And we can't thank you enough for having that mindset. We think it's obviously good for the world to have a little bit more of the sports culture. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Governor, have you attended any UFC events in person as of yet? And obviously, I would assume you will be at 3:30. Are you going to be sitting there in the front row with your kids, with the sweat and blood getting all over you? Like, what are the plans for 3:30?
Yeah, so I've not been to one. I'm pumped up. I'll be there for 3:30, and I do the normal routine with my kids. 11 o'clock at night, you're sitting there watching the fights, and I got to tell you, it's a cool opportunity. To be able to be with your kids, to pay attention to this, to learn about it. And, at first I was not sort of taken by it. I'll be very honest with you. But the more you learn about the characters, the more you understand, the more you see the way it transcends all different kinds of folks and excites your own kids, the more pumped up you get. I got to tell you, I was moved the other day. My kids were rooting for Joe Pfeiffer, a local Philly guy. I was moved by what he said after he won that fight. I think it was in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken, a couple weeks ago. And I think that's the kind of storyline in sport that we all can get behind. Just someone being open and vulnerable, tough, but also sensitive, and helping eliminate a stigma, in this case, related to, mental health, and kind of give people some opportunity to see things from a different angle than they normally would. And I think sport creates that opportunity, and UFC is a great example of that. And I've learned a lot of that through the eyes of my kids.
I love to hear that. What a phenomenal answer. I assume you're going to be president someday. Cool that you're on our show right now. Can't wait for that. We'll have a Veterans Day show. If you're the president, we would love to have the commander-in-chief on, no matter what political party it is. Obviously, that is certainly a part of the convo. And you talk about what sports can do. Sports also provide a lot of opportunity to people that maybe have no other options anywhere else. So perseverance and perfection might not even be capable from the background. So the fact that the UFC fighters have to commit so much to be champions, and they're willing to step into the cage for other people's entertainment and excitement, is certainly something that is a good thing for society, not a bad thing for society. But I can see how people do get turned off by a
Sure. Oh, he cut him open.
Yeah, that's not, but that is all calculated and very much worked for. Now, quickly, we only have about a minute before the hard out here. Are you openly a Flyers guy, or are you go team? We're hoping for good hockey in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, look, man, you cannot bullshit your way through sports. You got to stay true to who you're a fan of. I'm excited for the Flyers and the Pens, but I'm a Flyers fan. I'm a Philly sports fan.
Okay, all right.
I'm honest about it.
All right.
Don't cut me off here, man.
No, we got to make an agreement. If the Pens win or if the Flyers win, what do we want to do? You tank top, me suit?
Yeah, I'll do whatever you say. Whatever you want.
All right, sick.
What do you want to bet?
Awesome. All right, sweet. Well, you wear tank top for a day of your job. I'll wear suit for a day of my job. It'll be the outcome of the Pens and the Flyers.
Deal, but I'm not doing what you did with Aaron Donald, where you just tear off your shirt. I will not do that.
If Aaron Donald shows up, you're going to have to play the part, pal. You're going to have to play the part, pal. If Aaron Donald shows up and starts pushing you around, maybe you take it off. Maybe you flex. We appreciate the hell out of you, Mr. Governor.
Thanks, you too, Pat. I'll see you next week in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and I'll see your ass in a tank top when the Pens smack around the Flyers.
No chance, my man. No
That's Governor Josh Shapiro.
Governor.
Hello, Governor. I like that. We're doing sports.
Yeah. A lot of
parties.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. So much happening. The NBA play-in starts tonight. Got it in there.
Yeah, you do.
Perfect.
We talk sport.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. You like sport, I like sport, we like sport, we do sport, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Him coming on the show is a big deal for our show. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's as easy just to get Democratic governors on the show, on our show, because how everything has been sent out there.
Mm-hmm. Portrayed.
Good moxie, too.
Don't love getting politicians on show just for their thing either, So this is a perfect time for us to say hey, if you're celebrating sport, we're celebrating the shit out of you. And I love the way Governor Shapiro operates, AJ. I really do. He is, every time I've heard him speak, and especially in sports setting, I'm like, oh, this guy fucking gets it. Because he gets sports, which is what I view things.
From a sports town.
Imagine being the governor of Pennsylvania, too. You have Pittsburgh, which is its own country. You have Philly, which is its own country. I feel like there's
Hershey.
It's so wide range. Oh, yeah, of how everybody, Altoona. all the
Altoona drop. That's a good
to
drop.
be able to be the governor for all of them, like that's not an easy gig.
Yeah, I'm thankful that we got to be a part of that announcement there. That's really cool. And then him, we should send. Yeah, he's going to be at the draft. Obviously, he's going to be there.
Yeah,
he's definitely going to do a. We did it again. Pennsylvania's on top of the world. You're welcome, and I like that.
There's a lot. I forgot the All-Star games going to Philly this summer.
Yeah.
Also the PGA Championship. All those other things. There's a lot going on.
Most governors from the east part of the state, because they got a lot more people in Philadelphia than we got in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So normally governor.
There's that one politician from the Western.
Yeah, Fetterman. Who knows about that, though?
No, he's not a governor. He's not a governor. Fetterman from Braddock doing what he's doing in the world should be celebrated.
He's a mover and shaker. He
Gotta
fucking gets things
He'll
done.
cross out.
Respect his fashion.
Tie on just.
Dude, he's Braddock, Pennsylvania, being represented in national politics scene. I don't think that would ever be something that somebody would expect. Fetterman's fucking out there doing it.
Changing the game.
Fetterman's out there fucking
Gym
doing
shorts.
it.
Love it.
He's going to be around the draft next week for sure.
Yeah, he might get picked.
Seriously. Big guy.
Steelers got a lot of picks.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's got size, he's got length. I know a lot of teams need tackles. Yeah.
12 pick, why not?
7th round throwaway pick.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Braddock.
262 this year.
By way of Washington, D.C.
What if he came out in full pads, full uniform, full pads?
Cleats, too, on the stage. Clack, 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 clack.
Someone should do that.
High snaps on his helmet. Yeah. It'd be
Him and Shapiro. Shapiro should take a snap from him.
And you should think about it. Goodell in that first round has gotten more and more of a smooth operator as the years go on. That is really like he is kind of hosting a football festival out there.
Yeah.
I like the way they've done the presentation. Gotten rid of some minutes, too, because he thought the entertainment portion wasn't good.
Great.
He comes on our show on Friday. So every Friday following the first round of the draft, the day of the second round of the draft, it's kind of become a thing where he just joins us from our set, which is still out there from the Spectacular or whatever, and him saying, what do you guys think? A little bit too long, right? A little bit boring in there?
Yeah, we told him that. We let him know.
And we definitely did. But it is funny, like Roger Goodell is like, man, it's kind of, he's standing backstage, side stage, like, come on.
Yeah.
How long are we waiting here? So then he's got to tell the teams 3 minutes off each time. And all the teams go, what is this for a fucking TV show?
Yeah.
Are we trying to make the best team? And Roger's just got to be like, it all goes the same, baby. 3 minutes less. You got 5 minutes. I'm done sitting side stage while you guys are debating on two guys that are going to stink anyways.
Especially when a couple of these years when it's been 30 degrees, windy, rainy. You know, he's standing out there in the elements. He doesn't have a pea coat on.
No.
He doesn't have, he's just getting his ass beat by the weather.
I do appreciate the fact that Goodell won't let that be seen. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Can't appear to be like that. Rod's in great shape.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously doing it. Knows that he does have some heel heat in some places because of decisions or things that he's had to do in the past. But I will say what he has done directly with making the draft better, I think we should definitely applaud him as one of the successes of Roger Goodell's era here.
Yeah, no doubt about it, especially the traveling. Like you guys mentioned, going city to city to the cities that don't have the Super Bowl will be amazing. I'm excited to see who starts it off. Like Detroit was awesome with Amon-Ra and Goof and Hutch going out there. And then last year,
His name's Jared Goff.
Thank you,
guys.
get it. I'm teasing peas to him at Coachella. But then him going to even last year with Clay Matthews and those dudes, like who's Pittsburgh rolling out
Big
there?
Ben.
Is it Ben and Kiesel?
So many options.
Yeah, Joey Porter, like those guys. That would be incredible.
Yeah, but then you got to remember Pittsburgh Police Department, Pittsburgh Fire Department.
Yeah.
Everybody just pack the
them
stage.
too.
They
Like,
love
Billy Gardell.
Now, once
Tommy
again,
Gunn.
Brett Michaels going to be out there.
Michaels,
Tommy Gunn.
Wiz.
Big Mike.
Wiz Khalifa's
It's not going to be Big Mike. He's working.
black and yellow, all
Nothing but a good time.
nothing but
all
a good time,
bangers.
nothing but a good draft, all killer, no filler
Yeah.
concert festival.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wiz Khalifa and Brett Michaels, black and yellow, nothing but a good time, nothing but a good draft, all killer, no filler concert is coming on Friday night.
That's right.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Definitely going to have to go to that.
Do we have a Donardo forecast?
We are. So you know how sometimes like you look at the forecast and the temperature is going to be good. Temperature's going to be in like the 70s.
That's all that matters.
But Thursday, Friday, Saturday is currently rain.
It's going to rain. Yeah, everybody talks about Seattle with the rain. It rains in Pittsburgh.
East Coast, Seattle.
I don't know if it's because
It
the
rained in
hills.
Green Bay. It rained in Friday on Green Bay.
I think Thursday's going to push out. I don't think we're going to get rain Thursday.
Yeah, boom, it won't rain.
Okay, I like that.
Big
Yeah.
night out was perfect, remember?
Yeah,
It'll happen again.
Yeah, I think so too. You're right, but we don't have DiNardo now.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, the other guy was.
Why didn't one of his kids get in the business?
He left us the Doppler. We have him.
what did you say about?
Allegedly, Caboli said the other guy was DiNardo.
Caboli doesn't know fuck all.
That's why we pay him.
And to replace his toilet seats he break.
That's right. Those show up on a bill every once in a while. What's this from? Mark? 6970, 6564. Perfect football weather. Come on.
Yeah.
Tie me up.
The issue is, I'm telling you, I don't know how anybody's getting down there or getting out of there. I don't know how. I don't know if anybody knows, really. And if
Can you shuttle in somehow?
Yeah.
Is there any way to like shuttle in?
You can try.
You can come through the boat. Obviously, Gateway Clipper will get you across the water if you need to. That could certainly help, and I think they'll be running that
The
back and
teas for
forth.
free.
You got the train from multiple parts of the city. You can park there, kind of get down in there. I don't know if they're going to be letting buses in, maybe get on a bus. I think jet skis from different docks on the rivers is probably a good idea.
Now we're talking.
But you're going to have to just let that fucker go, though.
Yeah,
You're not going to be able to park it anywhere down there.
Good news is 2 separate locations, so that should help.
And maybe it isn't like a how do we get in, how do we get out. Maybe it's just how do we get in, and then let's bring a tent. Let's find.
Ty and I were
bench.
talking earlier. I'm sleeping in PNC.
Coachella.
You're sleeping in PNC?
Mm-hmm.
The bank or the park?
The park.
Where at? Just right there in the
In
outfield?
the dugout.
In the dugout?
Yeah.
How you getting in there? You good?
I mean, there's a way.
Yeah, we were hoping we were going to be able to get out there and skip some stone at some point.
Oh, got to.
Really? We've been practicing for this.
We have been.
Yeah.
Got some new gloves over here yesterday. Shout out Rawlings. If they were broken in, it'd be better for sure.
Yeah, or if they were cool.
I don't love that game. What's that?
What's wrong with them?
Connor.
They're great.
I got a cool one.
I got a cool one,
Me too.
Heart of the Hide? Is that what,
Yeah, it is
Boom.
Heart of the Hide, yeah.
Heart of the Hide.
I was told that was all I need to say.
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
It's right there in the glove, right?
Boom.
Here.
Yep.
Oh, you don't like your Red Sox glove, Connor? That's weird.
I don't
That's
think,
not
is that the gloves?
mine.
That's not the gloves.
Yeah,
Those
they
are
are.
cool.
What the hell's that
That's them.
orange piece of
Who
shit
put
doing over
Gritty there?
Yeah, right.
Who did that?
What the hell is that, man?
Who did
Might be
that?
a bad omen.
Who did do
Is that Mad
Yeah,
Max,
wait,
man?
Who did
That
that?
might be Mad Max.
Why do we have a gritty in this office?
The governor.
Who's the dickhead?
Are you a secret Phillies fan?
Nice.
I thought that was stuff.
We should light that thing on fire.
We should
Should.
right there in
It's
the
not a
middle of
bad
the court.
idea.
Right there, Bill.
Why is he the one you immediately go to?
Because he's got fire and knives
It's
and
Bill.
duct tape and
He's got
RC
gasoline
master.
and
He's got everything
bleach.
you could need.
Hey, real quick, I'm wearing New Balances.
And
We
lye.
all okay?
Oh, what happened?
Good shoes.
Yeah, those are good.
Is
Great
everything
shoes.
okay?
What do you mean? What's wrong?
They have been
Great.
making a push.
It's the first time in my life I've done this.
You didn't wear them in college? They had a real big run in college.
Nah, we had a Nike deal. So
Like, we used to.
I didn't have one. But team was Nike and I just wore Air Forces.
Okay.
Or Chucks. You know,
Oh, Chuck T's?
yeah. I had a nice run with those for a little bit. Casual, though. I'm not tying them up, you know. I'm
they're
not
too-
doing the high
they're
top
way
either.
too tight.
Low top, very loose. We're flopping around in that.
Yeah, sliding in them damn near.
We're either wearing those or we're in all white Air Forces.
Duquesne had a huge New Balance run in college.
New Balance is incredible.
You know what?
Comfortable.
They're adaptable.
These feel pretty good here. And also, nobody makes just all white shoes anymore. You know? That's why the Air Forces will celebrate and live on forever. So these things got here, they're just all white.
Can't even get all white Nike Shocks anymore.
Can't get all white anything anymore. We need to add some goof troop color to it.
Yeah, bingo.
Thanks a lot,
Yeah.
Tyrese.
Yeah, well.
That
just-
watch
That is
it.
Tyrese
Oh
Halliburton.
yeah. Then what are these? It's just cool hibiscuses, bitch.
Exactly.
That's what these are.
Pink.
No, they're more shit.
I appreciate the fact that you're wearing them. I respect it, but I can't have them on my feet.
See?
Fuck.
Yep.
Exactly. That's
What color did you gift Adam Ray?
Blue.
Yeah, those are the originals.
Yeah. Which
was
were
nice of you.
super nice. Those would dominate at laser tag. If you were to wear those things into
That's what, exactly.
He's right.
Exactly.
they
what you just
would. Those things would light up like the sun, brother.
Light up the eyes, boys.
Yeah,
said.
bingo.
Talking about
Yeah.
any blacklight
Light 'em up.
situation, this will do well, obviously.
You got to go home and mow the grass. Those are
Boom.
gonna be there for you.
So I definitely was skipping stone in these yesterday.
Skipping stone.
skip stone.
Normally, the all whites are not taken out there. These would have been great for Augusta if I knew they existed.
Okay.
Because they kind of got like a little Hoka
Little
feel.
boss.
But they
You
are.
wear golf shoes? You didn't wear golf shoes?
No, I did see others dressed in uniform, though. And
That is.
Yep.
I appreciate
It's
it.
amazing.
I appreciate it for sure. I saw a guy hitting a golf simulator with golf cleats on
Oh,
late
yeah.
night.
I mean, you're at a golf course, might as well dress.
That same guy put the ball to 3 feet or something like that on a closest to the pin in the sim. So obviously the cleats were the reason.
That's why I wear these.
Had to take them off though. Had to do it again. Put it to like 5 feet or something like that. It was a good moment for him.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he had a great moment, both in the golf cleats that nobody else was wearing and in socks at the moment when nobody else was wearing. Put it to close to the pin. That was a good day for him. That was when I was learning about this fucking.
About to say, did he get that lesson too?
Oh yeah, that drill.
Yeah,
everybody got it.
He's been around this guy for 4 years.
D-Butt tried the drill?
What'd you say?
Yeah.
I said it sounds like
Tried
everybody
the drill?
got it.
Hell yeah.
That same lesson. It's a pretty good racket.
He's from Iowa. This guy from the Quad Cities. His name is Chris.
I know. Good for him. He was hustling.
Now he's the golf fix. He is. I weighed the ball. He had a football at one point to get the good grip.
That's genius.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
I appreciate the golf fix, but typically not everyone has the exact same golf swing, exact same problem, So to go in there and just think, hey, you put your head against a brick wall, you get this big medicine ball, and you explode through, and that, I guess we don't know.
Did you know cauliflower?
Kiwa Shala, asshole.
Kawa.
Oh.
Shallow. Yes, obviously he knew. I also met another golf influencer through the weekend.
Who?
Whenever we were having some ribs at T-Bones. His name's Lucas, I do believe. Lucas
Glover?
Lucas Wald, I think is his name. He's on Instagram. He's got a lot of. He's stopping people from slicing.
Okay.
That's the big one.
Which is same as the Kawashala, but he's got a lot of stop your slice videos. I watch it. A lot of viewers on it. He was saying it there next to me. These are the things whenever you get out there and network. When you get out there, here he is.
That's key.
How do I stop my slice but then not turn it into a hook?
Well, he's going to fucking tell you.
Hook's better.
No. Haven't you heard, who is it, Chichi Rodriguez? You can talk to a fade, but a hook won't listen.
That is good. That's classic. You're right.
Oh, Chi-Chi with the bar right there. Yeah, so Lucas will get you sorted out. So maybe I am a golfer now. Shams talked some shit yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he did.
How do we feel about that? How do we feel about Shams saying, if they fucking worried about their own shit more than my shit, maybe
I didn't think he
ours
had it in him, to be honest.
Me neither. It felt like he kind of felt personally disrespected by a lot of the situations that were happening.
He also waited for Doc to leave to do it, but
because then I think he would be able to say I've already kind of told this story before.
Giannis better get traded.
Well, he's gonna. This is kind of like Jimmy Butler 2.0.
With Miami went after.
Miami comes out, Jimmy Butler's people come out, and then lo and behold, 3 months later, Jimmy Butler does get traded.
What are you saying?
I don't like it. Do your job, report the news.
But when do they hire
That is what he's doing.
But I love Shams, but I stay above the fray.
But when people are burying him,
he is the fray.
The Fray. What song did they sing?
Everything was falling through. Everyone I knew was waiting on her cue.
What's the other one they had?
Turn and run, and all I needed was the truth. That's all it gotta be.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
I know the other.
You're thinking of How to Save a Life.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
How do we get this? How to save a life? What is the lead?
Step one, you say
he needs to talk, he walks. You say sit down, it's just a talk. Smile politely back at you. You stand politely right on cue.
It really gets into it.
Went left and you went right.
You're a Fray guy.
Dude, I freaking love the Fray.
Those songs were heaters.
Those three, those two, and then You Found Me. Those 3 songs.
What's You Found Me?
You found me, you found me, standing on the floor.
Hey, Fray, you found me, you found me.
There was a remix to that one that was really good. I can't remember what it was.
Who was the other one? Train. We decided the other day.
Oh,
Train's good.
Dude, love Train.
Train got real.
Drops of Jupiter. That'll play
Soul
forever.
In her Soul Sister.
Pat Monahan, lead singer. Yeah, that guy bounces around the stage, man. He's got some spring in his step.
Yeah, I found out that they had a pretty good fan base on the on the internet whenever he was playing the NHL or something.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I was like, why is this guy on the NHL thing? And then they were like, fucking, he should be everywhere, you fucking. I'm like, all right, I'm so sorry, Train people. I like Train. I didn't know I love Train, but I think I do now.
That's not as bad as what happened to this other person on social media where they talked about Drops of Jupiter being some stupid song and that the lyrics make no sense and it's basically ridiculous. And that person found out that Drops of Jupiter was about his mom who had cancer and died from cancer.
Yeah, I feel like artists, good artists.
Yeah, that lady got slaughtered.
Yeah, absolutely. So I learned about the train pain, the train pain that comes if you, and I got massive respect for them, just like Scott Stapp and the boys.
Yeah.
When we played that video earlier of just all the cracks of the bat, that's what I imagined Scott Stapp listened to before writing that song.
Huge breaking news out of the WNBA. The UConn Huskies have back-to-back number 1 overall picks.
Wow.
You called this yesterday, D-Bud. It
Never
felt like
doubt.
you were on the pulse of the WNBA draft. What does this mean for the Huskies?
It's a big-time pick, obviously, bringing AZ Fudd, and they're partnering back up with Paige Buckets. They were teammates at UConn, won a national title there. This is the first time back-to-back number 1 picks since Tina Charles and Maya Moore, who obviously 2 other former Huskies. They went on to win MVPs and championships on the next level. So love this pick. A lot of people maybe thought getting a big paired up with Paige, especially with Enrique there as well, who's also a guard, gets buckets. But I love this pick. Sharpshooter. Best shooter in the draft.
I love to hear that. And, WNBA just signed a new CBA, turning it into a full-blown profitable business, hopefully, in the next few years. They added 2 expansion teams, or 3 expansion teams in Detroit, Chicago, or Detroit.
I think Toronto, Orlando, and Detroit.
Cleveland, right? Portland and
Cleveland.
Cleveland. 100% my fault. I appreciate that. Where'd Lauren Betts go? Did she end up with the fever?
No. I believe she went 4th overall to the Mystics.
5 UCLA players got drafted in the first round.
6 total.
First round.
5 in the
6
first round.
players taken.
5
Yeah,
in the first round.
6 total, which is a record, then 5 in the first round, which is also a record.
Congratulations to the UCLA Bruins winning Natty and then having the whole squad basically just go pro.
That's crazy.
Betts to the Mystics is obviously a heartbreaker. At least we got Kiki. Is that the Fever logo? No.
We got Raven Johnson out of South Carolina. She's a guard, very good player.
Okay, Dawn Staley player. I like it. Remember when Gino Auriemma was patting because Dawn Staley?
He's a bitch, dog.
Hey, they both said move on, all right? So I'm moving on.
That doesn't mean
I'm
we
taking
have
my
to.
commands.
You bet you do.
I bet you will.
I'll take my
We're moving on.
He actually one-upped it. He said, I lost something way more valuable than the game. I lost myself. That's what he said afterwards. So
That's a good line.
I mean,
That's a bar.
Yeah,
Well
exactly. That tells you all you need to know.
But who did the Fever draft again? Raven?
Raven Johnson.
Raven's the one that actually did that to Gino.
Mm-hmm.
We got the Gino lost himself
Yeah.
advocate. Raven to the Fever?
Yeah.
I like that. I've been raving about Raven for a while now.
Long time.
I've been ranting and raving about Raven coming to the Fever. Joining CC?
Yeah, kind of full circle moment for them too. They had a big moment in the in March Madness, the wave off with Caitlin Clark and Raven Johnson.
Oh, they don't like each other?
No,
they
they're
respect
good
each
now.
other.
But she,
Yeah.
battled some things because it got loud. But she battled through.
Jordan
Obviously, yeah, she's a dog. So
I guess they're not asking Caitlin
I
about
love to
picks,
see
huh?
them teamed up.
Caitlin likes
teammates
Raven.
now. She's a dog on defense. So I
Could
think
be a
that'd
problem.
Be a good.
Feels like a problem.
good
Lexi,
addition.
Sophie,
You're
are
stirring
back.
the shit, and I don't like.
Not one
They're
bit.
teammates now.
Stephanie White,
Here.
head coach of the Fever, got it figured out. Don't you worry about the culture.
Their
okay?
new indoor practice facility downtown, also flying up, looks amazing already.
We got Buckeye.
Yeah, it's an
Kelsey.
eyesore.
We got. It's not an eyesore.
Fuck you!
It's an eyesore.
It's a great addition to our city,
an eyesore.
and we appreciate the
Fuck
assignment.
you, man.
It could have been a 5-story bar where we boozed at and had fun.
What the hell is
Yeah,
wrong
you will
with
be
you?
able
Fuck
to do
this
that
guy.
in a
Yeah.
Fever game.
Fuck this guy.
That's bullshit.
Fuck
Stephanie
that.
White's got the team figured out. Lexi, Sophie, Cece, Kelsey Mitchell gets a Supermax, okay, out of Ohio State. She's an absolute beast. All-star,
Aaliyah.
multiple years.
Boston.
Aaliyah
Oh,
Boston
yeah, let's
here.
run it back with a team that didn't win it last year.
Caitlin was
They're in the
hurt.
semis,
Caitlin
dude.
was hurt.
You don't know fucking dick all about this.
You don't know
Ball,
Fever
man.
ball.
Holy
Or am I
shit.
just the only fan that's willing to say what is actually happening?
What's happening?
It's shit.
What? The Fever?
talking about?
You don't fucking know Fever
Yeah, I
ball.
do.
You got a practice
He
facility.
couldn't
going
find
to
the
city.
odds yesterday either.
cool,
What's going
man.
on here?
Let's get out of here. I'm disgusted by
Yeah,
this.
this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you and the high horse you rode in on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You.
Fuck
bingo.
you,
I was
Tom.
promised a title when I moved to
Fuck
the city, and there hasn't
you.
been one.
The crappy cowboy prick.
All right, on that note.
Mitt like
That popped Mitt, so we know that was a good one.
did like that.
Mitt is a season ticket holder for the Fever as well.
No, he's not. He's a liar.
That's not true.
I thought he has the mop and he sweeps up their sweat. I thought I saw him.
Oh, let's go to the odds to see if fucking Tone has any clue what he's talking about. Draft. Oh, the Fever have the second best odds to win the title. Never
know we celebrated second best around here.
Oh, it's odds.
Sweet me.
It's odds.
It's top 3, bitch.
Does that get a championship?
All right, it gives you a good chance.
The roster's ready for it.
Yeah.
The roster's
We'll
ready
see.
for it. The Libs, obviously, at plus 230 out of New York. Ace is in the middle of a dynasty run, plus 450. It's going to be hard to beat. Atlanta Dream, they just get Angel Reese a couple weeks ago. Big-time trade. They were in it last year, obviously, until the end. The Lynx just did their thing. Sparks, Kelsey, Plum just got a max deal. Or
999,000.
Just stay under.
Almost.
Smart. Team friendly.
Yeah, team friendly. Yeah, extra 500,000 out there. Doing their thing. There's a lot of storylines coming out of WNBA. Expansion, new deal. Doubt.
Yeah. Fuck you, dude.
Sorry. I didn't know we weren't allowed to question the WNBA.
Well, you don't
Not
have to
the
say
Fever.
No, not the Fever.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
You wouldn't say that to a man. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yep.
You sound like a Connecticut Sun fan.
No
man.
other commissioners get asked that. I mean, WNBA, whatever.
Okay, he's actually mad. You can see it in his face.
I'll tell you what, a lot of heat whenever we start talking about some stuff because we have a lot to say.
Passionate. We're passionate.
You
You're the
got the
opposite.
wrong passion.
Yeah.
We're passionate.
And shout out Kathy Engelbert. She fucking bodied that lady.
Yeah, she certainly did. And on a flip side, the Fever will win you over. You'll get the Fever throughout this season. I can sense it already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Especially with the way Raven plays.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you guys sitting on the court again this year.
Pumped to do it.
I'm busy. I think I'm not 100% sure.
I never signed up for that.
No.
A lot of games.
Oh, that's it.
We did.
I spent $45,000
Yeah.
on season tickets to the Fever in the past. So my whole support the biz thing, I think, is
Yeah.
check.
We
off.
were there
agree.
way before they were the third overall favorites to win the whole thing.
Second.
Yeah, let alone second.
All right, just get out of here. Be your friend, tell a friend something nice they need, especially when they're wrong.
Tone.
Tony.
You dickhead.
You, Tone.
Fucking asshole.
On that note, this thing lives here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ours.
Oh,
We
yeah.
already took pictures with it.
Ba-da-bang.
Ba-da-boo. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-boo. Ba-da-boo. 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 Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-boo. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-boo.
That's ours now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool we get to do that.
So is this story.
Oh, it's finished. Well, let's go ahead and crack that fucker back open, shall we?
You don't even want that
Sequel time, brother. It's a new day. 15-time world champion.
Real story.
It's coming right after we are. Okay.
Make them spinners again.
Oh. Should actually think about it.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
That'd be cool.
We can get to work on that after the show. Just rip that thing apart.
My belt's spinning. My belt's spinning.
It don't stop.
My belt's spinning. My belt's spinning.
It don't stop.
My belt's spinning. My belt's spinning.
It don't
How
stop.
about Spreewell?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time.
I just took a trip down memory lane there with the spinners. That was a good call there, AJ. What
Genius.
a time to be alive. The fucking hubcap spinners everybody was popping on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Spreewell shoes that have the spinners in the back of them.
Oh, Honda Civic pulls up to Plum High School, fucking on the outside of that thing. Couple terrible boom booms in the back.
Nick, you still have that car?
Yep, there it is. It was a Subi, Dick.
Thank you, Pat.
Nitrous Rush.
Jackass.
He was also manual, he shifted.
Oh,
Pretty
gears.
Yep.
No, yeah.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nitrous Rush,
legit.
dude. That's
Got a
Nitrous
Paul
Rush
Walker.
football. Those were the days.
Oh, yeah.
Turn it down. What are you listening to? Remember your body used to itch.
Oh, yeah.
You used to get like the itch whenever it was in there. Fucking hands vibrating on the fucking.
Sick.
That was the good old days. Then the speakers would bust out, and you would just have a box in the back that people would have to sit on top of.
So it doubles as a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it kind of goes down in there, and you don't know when it's going to pop out, and you're going to have a toilet thing where your ass is down in the middle of a box. 2 12s, but right now they're kind of just to suck your ass into the seat thing.
Yep.
Gotta do what you gotta do. That whole thing. That had to be terrible to listen to.
What an era.
Not as bad as the music now.
Shout out Bia.
Like a pump.
Shout out Beebs.
Shout out Beebs.
Hey,
Shout
I'll
out.
tell you what. I've seen all the clips. Not all of them, obviously. I wasn't there. All the clips I've seen. I felt like Beebs was making the Coachella about me, watching it on my phone. I thought he did a great job. I really like the clips.
Yeah.
I really like. He was bopping around those booty boots too. I don't know if you guys saw that. He had little 3/4 shorts on with some real rubber ducky boots on. He was moving around pretty good. He obviously had the hoodie casual. Just him and a laptop, microphone. Kind of nice stage because I saw him kind of run on a stage a little bit, do a little jumpy jump. I think he. I like the clips.
Same.
Good clips.
I love the clips. It was a nice trip down memory lane.
It's the Beebs.
No, I don't know how live it was. I wasn't there, so I don't. I thought he did a great job.
Still look cool there too.
Yeah, he's got another. Allegedly, I don't
Through
know.
the clips.
No,
on
you went to
clips.
the Masters over Coachella like most quarterbacks would.
I'm not a quarterback. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a quarterback. I am a
Wow.
a talk show host.
Yeah.
What was that?
I don't know who he's taking a shot
Yes,
at.
you do.
No, I don't.
He's in your division.
You know.
who it is.
Well, okay.
Yeah, Goof.
Now I do know.
Goof was there.
No, it was.
I don't think that was real.
That's not real.
I haven't seen a community note. It's been up for 20 hours.
We're talking Caleb Williams.
That's fair.
We're not
That's
talking
fair.
Goof.
Listen,
Caleb was there.
Caleb was there, absolutely. Did you see the entire setup? I mean, that was at the Biebs concert. It felt like everybody that was notable, that was not at the Masters, was like, hey, we're reminding the world that Biebs is Biebs. Let's go ahead and do that. It felt like it was a, hey, Biebs is doing it again. That's what it felt like from looking from the outside in. And I just got bombarded with the videos because I was not allowed to have my phone. And one after another, I was like, oh, this is so genius. Good idea here. Because he was setting it up like he was a streamer. You know, like he's a streamer. He's streaming literally the thing. Good idea. Is he going to do the same show next week? No way.
No
Got to be
chance.
completely different.
Yeah, no chance.
Got to be completely
Yeah, he'll
different.
do Spotify instead of YouTube.
That'd be cool too.
Fascinating. Maybe he will. What if he has a stick camera, like the selfie camera?
Oh.
What if that's what he does next week?
That's a great idea.
I assume it'll be completely different.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber, we got to start
The Biebs.
Yeah, it will.
I don't know if this tweet is real, but I just stumbled upon one that says he will not be performing at Coachella weekend 2.
All right, so
Okay, so he's
we don't know if that's real. Yeah, all right, so he was great.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Biebs, you did it. We're not friends with you, but it felt like it was a good time. Save Coachella, it seemed like, is what people were saying.
Talking about it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be otherwise, aside from Goof God.
Allegedly.
His name's Goff. People be talking about Bieber. Oh, okay.
Oh, Bieber.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life. We're back tomorrow after these 2 playing games tonight. Who will continue to move forward in their hunt for the big super duper NBA
Larry O'Brien trophy?
Right, AJ?
Right.
Big day tomorrow. We appreciate you all so much for allowing us to do this for a living. We're all in this thing together. Let's never, ever forget that. Thank you all so much. Team on me. Team on 3. 1, 2, 3. Team. Goodbye.